figure me out, and I am the epitome of what a Gemini woman is, for
Yeah.
sure. And we're super creative too.
Right. Definitely. Because
Very creative.
you love to learn. I mean, and, what better way to
I do.
learn is to create. Is to create,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes. And we're like
Explore different
obsessed.
ideas.
And the way we think is so outside the box anyway. So it's like, damn, like,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Speaking
what
of
are
thinking,
you?
well, I'm my sun sign because we're talking sun signs right now, and
Okay.
the sun sign is important. The sun
Yeah.
sign is important because it represents like your being, your core being, and whatnot, right?
Wow.
Um, and I would say because it's your core identity and ego, and mine
The
is
sun.
Scorpio. It's Scorpio.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't
So
even know my sun sign. I don't even know, like, because I know I'm a
you just said
Gemini,
it.
but
That's when
yeah.
people say, "What's your sign?" Like the name of this broadcast. What's your sign? This is NPC the game live with your with the girl with your girl, the beautiful inside
Yeah.
and out internal. Yeah, and this is what we're doing here. We're just breaking down the signs to make it easy to understand because the sun sign's your core identity, and when we say
Okay.
what's your sign, we're
Okay.
usually talking about your sun sign.
Sun
So yours
sign.
is Gemini. So yours is
Got
Gemini.
you. Yep.
Yeah.
You
Definitely
know
because it
what?
represents your true self, what drives you,
It does.
how you shine, the heart of who you are, and what you aim
Does.
to be in life. You know?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it's funny because growing up, my dad used to always say, Gemini, double trouble, double trouble,
Double trouble, right? Because you're always
double trouble.
you think you're
Mm,
very good at the Gemini's are very good at looking at the other side of the fence, seeing
yes.
what's on the other side, and because you can go back and forth quick. You know?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
And you never know which one you're going to have.
Right. It's
You
a
know?
crapshoot. Shout out to Scotty Boy
Yeah.
with the comment. He says, "See both sides of the situation." Right? Oh, what
Right.
did you say?
Right.
What are you gonna see? Which one are you gonna see this time?
Exactly.
hmm
Exactly.
I'd say though, like people would say, like double, like trouble. I say infinity trouble with Gemini
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
Right? Like there's many aspects of it. So yeah. So that's what the sun sign is. It's your core identity, basically your ego. You know. And there's nothing wrong with ego. I don't think it's used for a purpose, right? It's used to focus into where you want your awareness as, you know? So, yeah, so that's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing.
Love
Shout
it.
out to Shadow Buddha in the comments, man. Who's a what is he? He's an Aries sun sign just like Scotty. Scotty
Oh.
boy, right? Aries are
I've never
amazing.
dealt with an Aries. I've never dealt with, and even with you, Sagittarius, I've never dealt with a Sagittarius
Yeah.
ever.
Well, I'm not Sagittarius sun sign. I'm Scorpio.
Oh, sorry, Scorpio.
That's okay. I got Mercury in Sag.
Scorpio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true, Scorpio. I've never dealt with a Scorpio. I
Really,
attract
that you know of,
Leos.
right?
I
Leo's
attract
okay.
Leos. Oh yeah. And with the female Leos, I do not get along with them. We clash really bad.
hmm
But the male Leos, I've had many male Leos in my life. And yeah, I seem to attract Leos.
I guess well, Zephyr, who thinks very highly of you, she's a Leo woman, and you guys seem to get along.
Oh, really?
Okay.
She's Leo?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
She should be here. She would kill it with this.
Yeah. hmm
That would be yeah. No,
Right.
yeah. I
But
love
we're,
that.
I mean, we're here. She's great. Leo.
Yeah.
Speaking of sun sign, that's their planet is the sun. So
Wow.
this is why a lot of times you see Leos
Wow.
as like they can be like rock stars, you know,
Yes.
or
Yes.
have that king mentality,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
king queen, yeah, mentality, right?
Oh yeah.
All eyes on me, yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah. But
yeah,
Gemini's
yeah,
can be like that too.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because
No, we can.
dude, no, I know they
Like
can.
a lot of
They're
people
all over
feel
the
like
place.
yeah. See, a lot of people feel like Gemini's can be a little bit too much, but that's just how we are. We can be really low key as well, but I guess that's that duality that kicks in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that whole ability
Mm.
to be able to shift into
Yes.
many modes.
Oh
You can
yeah.
be super conservative if you wanted to be,
Yes.
probably, or
Yep.
or super liberal and out there, like you said, out the
Yeah.
box,
Yeah. Out
or
the
in
box.
between,
Exactly. Yep.
or in between, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
You're it's a gift to have that Gemini energy. I value it because
Uh,
there, your chart will also tell you about what they call the houses too, the 12
nice.
houses, and then the
Yeah.
houses, they represent your unique set of traits and qualities and the energies that influences your like personality. And
Yeah.
you Geminis represent the third house,
Third
which
house.
is
Oh, okay. So what is
it's
that?
being it's it's being curious and be able
Yeah.
to talk and communicate. How you
Yeah.
communicate and how you
Communication.
think. How you think,
Yeah. Well, I
you
went
know?
through a cleansing not long ago on my throat chakra.
Mhm.
So that was really big for me. And I feel like maybe that was a form of upgrade for me to just be better with that.
Mhm. Well, you've helped you communicate. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mm.
The third house, I mean that throat chakra, I heard people say it represented by like the Taurus vibe. The Taurus
Oh,
resides in the
grounding.
throat. Yeah,
Wow.
grounding. In that second house is what the Taurus represents,
Oh,
which is
okay.
your possessions, and what
Mm.
you value personally,
Mm.
your
Yeah.
self worth. So maybe like after you got it cleansed, did you feel any difference in terms of,
Well,
I don't know,
just now though,
your
because I
finances
was,
or how you value what you value?
well, it only just is starting to clear up now. Like I was going through a lot of things with my chest and my throat just the past month.
Uh-huh.
So I'm still dealing a little bit with it, but it's, clearing down a lot with like just, really bad cough and really bad, but I wasn't like sick or anything, quote unquote. I just had a lot of issues with, my chest and my lungs and my throat. So I don't know what's in store for me, but I'm
Yeah,
optimistic and I mean, let's just see how it goes.
yeah, we'll see. Well, you see
Yeah.
how every all this stuff is about correspondence.
Yeah.
Correspond. This is why the books I have two books here
Ah.
in this thumbnail right here in the background. It's one of them is Aleister Crowley's 777 book
Oh,
about
oh,
correspondence, like corresponding, like think how things correspond, right?
yeah.
And the reason I have him there and also Elijah Muhammad is because they're both Libras and
Mm.
we're in Libra season.
Oh,
But
we are.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but in terms of correspondence, each
Yeah.
sign represents a part of the body, right?
Nice.
And they say Gemini's they reside in the lungs and also the
Mm.
arms and the hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get a lot of hand problems. I get like dermatitis, like really dry on my hands. So I have to constantly moisturize, which I am. I always do, but
Hmm.
like just my hands, I have to be so cautious because I'm a really hands-on person. Like at home, I'm always, cooking and doing
Yeah.
things and cleaning and yeah. So I just
Do well. With the cleaning thing, in terms of
Mhm.
dermatitis, like I
Yeah,
know, like when I was washing a lot of dishes and stuff,
yeah,
and doing cleaning, like some of those, as you know, some of those chemicals are very harsh on our skins, especially people who have sensitive skin, and
yeah.
I noticed that was my problem. That's why I started to get that. It's because I wasn't wearing gloves and I was just like dosing my hands in this soap when I was cleaning, and once I stopped doing that, like it went
It
away.
helps.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No,
but
I
somebody has
got
to
the
clean though,
gloves.
right?
I know. And I got the gloves and everything, but you know what? I'm just not bothered to put it on. But I made sure that the soap I get, everything is like natural and organic and good for sensitive skin. So it does help.
Yeah, that does help. The only thing with
Yeah.
that natural stuff, it's cool that it's easy on our skin, but it doesn't smell nice a lot. It doesn't smell like anything,
No, mine
right?
is like a lemony eucalyptus one, so it's nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. At least it smells like something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
so have you ever
I
had? Go ahead.
oh sorry. I have actually something a little left field when it comes to star signs.
Uh huh. What's up? What you got?
Oh, okay. So I heard that the star signs are all corresponded to a demonic form of entities. And then when we take on, we possessed um those form of demonic entities, you know, ways
Mm-hmm.
and forms. And then that's why, like, let's say we believe, quote unquote, with the Gemini, with me, we are then feeding into that entity's sense of, you know, that controlment of how we are then, um with our actions and all those qualities that they possess. So yeah, so I heard that and it was like a whole thing and I was getting into it and I thought it was really interesting. I've always been big on star signs in a positive, trajectory,
Right.
but in that substance I was just like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. It sounds interesting and
Mm,
and yet dangerous too at the same time.
right, I know.
Maybe that's why you think it's interesting.
Yeah. Right.
This nah, because think about it. Think about
Mm,
eternal. Like our
yeah.
awareness is so powerful. That's what
Yes.
consciousness is,
Yeah.
right? Is your awareness what you put your awareness. So whatever you put your awareness to has the
Mhm.
power to engulf you and take you over. Right when
Right.
you can
Right.
literally become obsessed with it. So if you're
Mm,
one to like super go into, for example, the Gemini sign and just go deep, like correspond with it, like do like immerse yourself in all the smells that represent Gemini, all the colors that represent Gemini, all the music and tones that represent Gemini, you're gonna become that probably. So
exactly.
it would
Exactly.
make sense that you could, like you said, like be possessed by these well, I'll call
Mm,
them thought form, because the what a Gemini is, it may not even be real per se,
mm.
but it's real enough because so many people throughout time have made it real with all their
Wow.
thoughts, right? So
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing about it is that, it's like, yo, I have those qualities type of thing, right? And then you think like, isn't that crazy how you know, would you like read it? Like I've been really into lately on YouTube. I just type in like today's Gemini reading, and there'll be like some really dope girls that do like amazing things, and it's so accurate. And then, all the qualities that we're talking about with Gemini, that is so me. So isn't that crazy how like, with everything in life, when you sort of put that thought, that energy, that frequency of transmitting that within you, then you push that back out and it creates that form of reality perception.
right, right, you get what you spit out. It's like a
Right.
mirroring effect. The universe is a mirroring effect. Shout
It
out to
is.
Chanel Snow, looking good in the mirror. What's up? She says hi to the chat. Uh, yeah, shout out to her too. She gave me a lot of cool, high power PDFs and
Amazing.
some charts about that. She knows what's up on that. She's very versed in astrology and the metaphysics and whatnot.
Oh wow.
Yes, yes. So yeah, like in those readings you were talking about, like those dope women that give readings online and
Yeah.
stuff and give their take on it. The funny thing is, if they were talking about Scorpio or Libra or any of the signs, I bet you, especially if they're good at presenting themselves and expressing themselves, Leo, expressing yourself, they can get you to see how you're also Scorpio too, or Leo too, whatever they're talking about. Because that's the thing about these natal charts. They're not just our sun sign, they're all the planets, all the elements, We have
Right.
all of those that make up who our personality is. And that's when I think astrology, to make it like not all a woo woo wah wah, like it's
Right.
just a way to look at our personality. That's how I see it,
You
right?
know,
Eh,
I am
eh,
actually, you just struck something in my mind. And what I'm going to
mhm.
do is I'm actually going to figure out how the signs can correlate to crater Earth, because I'm a big crater Earther,
Hmm.
and that would be really interesting to figure out actually, because I feel like, when they talk about star signs, it's very, you know, like you say, like with the planets and stuff. And for me, I don't necessarily believe in planets. So
Hmm.
that would be interesting to see. But I do believe in star signs to a extent. So
Yeah.
that would be really interesting for me to do my own, inner thinking and researching and putting together, how that can be if
Yeah.
if the moon was you know, the reflection of the bigger earth, which I believe, a big possibility it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this whole thing I'm doing here is basically trying to self-actualize, self-actualize, and upgrade my consciousness by engaging with people here on my channel, right?
Yes.
So, uh, which is like bringing like the big picture stuff into the small picture, which is our lives and narrative. So this is what we can do is we can use what's out inside out of us and see how it corresponds to what we're doing and what we're doing. Like you mentioned the moon about the
Yeah.
whole for reflecting and all that. That's what
Yeah.
it does. You're so true. The moon
Yeah.
reflects, right?
Yeah.
This is why it represents your emotions and your inner dialogue and like
Yeah.
how you conversate you and like how you feel comfortable. You know
Mm,
what do you need to feel cozy and comfortable? Because that's what the moon does for Earth. You know, it
yeah.
reflects and it dictates the tides of the ocean. It pulls the water back and forth, just like how we our emotional self is dictated by like it's kind of like the emotion is represented by water. We say the water
Right.
signs, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that by being nostalgic, which is what the moon is, thinking about your mother, which is the moon, and how you were raised can really swing your emotions. Because they say people who have a weird, interesting mood position,
Mm-hmm.
like that could reflect how you look at the world. Because who's your first teacher growing up?
Mm,
Your mother, right? Your mother.
right.
A lot of
Right.
times, in your first nurse. So if you have
Mm,
a not so balanced relationship with your mom growing
mm.
up, you may you may look at the world as a very scary, unsafe place.
Wow, that
You
really
know,
hit, that
yeah,
hit
yeah,
somewhere. Yeah.
yeah. But
Mm,
if you have a mom that kind of like
mm,
did her best to make you feel safe and whatnot, you can like look at the world as an open place. But some people, especially mama's boys, the mom made it too easy for them, so they like kind of like are kind of
yeah.
gullible, right? Trust anybody, everybody, right? So there has to be
Yeah.
a balance in there, a balance in there. Just like how the moon has a balanced relationship with the Earth, it doesn't fly into the Earth and hit it because we'd be
Right.
fucked if that happened, right?
Yeah.
It's like a balanced relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so true. That's so true.
Hmm. Then Chanel was saying about this comment, Aries supermoon. This supermoon will be the biggest moon of 2024, and that's coming up the full moon. And you know what? It turned on an easy way to figure out what sign the moon is because the moon goes through all signs of the zodiac in 28 days. Like every couple days, that's what
Yeah.
the moon is in a specific sign, and that's like the energy, the emotion of the earth, right?
Well, the
Yeah.
crazy thing is, here in Australia, I haven't seen, you know, the moon in a month, and just yesterday, bang, it was
You saw it.
just, the full moon, yeah, and it was, wow, just
Mm.
almost breathtaking just to see it again, in a sense. And I was like, whoa.
Right.
So
It was. I'm sure it's like awe-inspiring, huh? When you see it,
I've always been
something.
one to just look up at everything. Like every time I'm outside, I just look up and I'm really, observational, and I just take
Mhm.
everything in. And,
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. Like you just see me just gazing, looking, and so
Right.
yeah.
You keep your feet on the ground while you're
Yeah.
staring up at the stars. That's a good way to put it. Because you don't want to
Yeah.
float out like some of these Pisces Neptune energy.
Mm.
some of these people are so mystical that they just float out into the ethers, which
Oh
is
no.
cool. But I mean, if you want to get stuff done in the 3D reality on Earth, you got to be grounded somewhat, huh? Yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah.
get told so many times I need to be more grounded
Hmm.
in the sense of, just going barefoot, going into, soil and the grass and everything, and, even hugging a tree, and I get told all the time, like, that will be really beneficial for me. And so, but yeah, I'm cool with the bugs and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not gonna hug no tree.
I mean, maybe
I'm
you don't
not.
have to hug it, but you can at least, you want to get into that realm. You can walk
Well,
around it. A good way to
sure.
introduce yourself to those trees is to walk around it slowly. It's kind of letting it know that you're aware of it. And maybe
Yeah,
you'll have
and
some type of connection. Because not
I
everyone's a
thought,
hugger, you know,
yeah,
even with
yeah.
people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no, with people, oh yeah, like I'm very affectionate,
Uh,
but with trees and bugs, But outside, I have a beautiful rose sort of garden outside my house. So I always give thanks and talk to them and say how beautiful my roses are all the time.
yeah. That's a very what you just described. That's a very shout out to Shift, the shifty one, the Shift, the one and only over there in Nueva York, New York, the real Gotham City. He says my rising sign is Libra, so Venus beauty is plenty in me. Yeah, his rising sign is Venus, which is beauty, Venus, right? Art. However, his sun sign is Taurus, and people say
Oh,
that because even though the Earth doesn't technically have a sign, a sun
yeah,
sign, I would have to say that if any sign embodies the Earth, it would be Taurus. Those people born in
yeah,
May,
yeah.
right? Those people born in the Taurus because they're so earthy. That's why
Mm.
they're so good at producing stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, well, my
Um,
middle son is Taurus.
yeah, mine too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
My oldest son is Gemini like me, and then my youngest, my daughter, she's Cancer.
Okay, you're all around the same time
Yeah,
period already.
yeah, we are. We are. It's
Yeah,
like May, June, July.
hmm
It's like all within the middle. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The
It
whole
works out.
gamut.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the
The
Cancer.
expensive months.
Oh yeah, for birthdays and all
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and then you still have to hit up Christmas because it's
Yeah.
like some people like get screwed with that. They're like, oh, it's my birthday's on Christmas, so people just give them one gift or whatever. But that's a very Taurus thing, though, of always like thinking about the gifts. Because we can say like be all high and mighty, self righteous, say, oh, that's material. You know, something like maybe an air or a water sign might say, oh, that's material. It doesn't really matter. It's more about connections or higher thoughts, right? But it does matter to some people, material things. It does matter to give your girlfriend or your wife some flowers or a nice little treat some every now and then. Especially people that have like a lot of earth in their chart, you know. People talk about love languages and all that, but you can do that with almost anything. And one way you can use is knowing people's chart and like where their trigger points are so you can avoid those or and also where their happy points are too, where you can like lift them up and celebrate them as well. Yeah. Right now we have
So true.
Libra month. Yeah, Libra month, which is October, thinking about the other, which is interesting enough because Scotty right here, Scotty boy, he said he's an Aries, just like Shadowback, and the opposite of Libra is Aries. And a good way to learn about the other is to learn about yourself as well, you know? Because if you really want to be emphasized with somebody, the other, which is Libra, the other, uh, think about how you want to be treated sometimes. And hopefully you want to treat yourself in a good way. So it makes sense to treat the other the same way. So they think these things go hand in hand. Have you ever heard of your what they call the north and south node of the moon? What that represents?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, because supposedly there's the moon. The north node is like the north pole, and the south node is the south pole. And And if whatever signs in that those two areas kind of represents the north node, we could say represents your potential in life. So for example, my north node is in Libra. This is why I think this carnation of me, if there is reincarnation, all that, this carnation
Yeah,
of me here and now, I focus on relationships with others. That's Libra, and I like art, and I like to create art and like make things better. That's what Libras do. They kind of
that's
make
nice.
they take something that's existing and they make it even better.
Wow,
You
that's
know?
so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's our potential. But then the South Node, which is the opposite of whatever the sign is in the North, is Aries for me. That's where I've been. We can say that was my past lives, my past karma.
Right. Right.
So I was very individualist, but in a good way, maybe, because being selfish is not bad. It's actually being totally in the moment. You know, if
It's all
to
depending
be
on how
right. Go ahead.
you are selfish about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
It can be beneficial because you are
Yeah.
yourself and you're putting yourself first in some situations, and that's okay.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's like all those rams go head first down the mountain without, they just do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those people who are Aries, they're so brave. They look so brave to the rest of us because they're a lot of times they're not even thinking. They're so comfortable with themselves that they just do it. They just do it, right? And what better way to get over fear or uncomfortable situation than just go for it, you know? Yeah. So this whole thing about the polarization of the signs is also a big deal. When I see how to figure out like what's really going on with these signs and whatnot. Let's see. Chanel was a Smith Snow with a comment. She said, "NBC, you just taught me something new. I was raised around all Earth signs, and they are all such kleptos. Yeah, very cool. They are very materialistic and selfish. Yeah, a lot of people they get comfort out of possessions and whatnot. Of they get comfort from having something. Like my son, he's 6 now, but he always needs something a lot of times in his hand, or he feels like when we go somewhere, he has to take some type of souvenir, you know. But that's his thing. That's his thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's with my kids. They always have to
Yeah.
take their toys with them everywhere they go.
Yes, that one. Yeah, that one. And not just one sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, it would be like a
Yeah.
whole handful. I'm just like, no, 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 just take one, just take one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a total Taurus thing. Like, very earthy. This is why they're so good with money too. When they put their mind to it, they know how to produce things.
Yeah,
You show me a Taurus and that's a YouTube creator, and you'll see them prolific like archive of videos. They just boom, boom, boom. Once they decide what they like, they just produce like a mother grabber.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's so
yeah.
crazy. Yeah. But you know what? They are quite stubborn, unfortunately. Like I've dealt with the Taurus and quite stubborn.
hmm Yeah, so they're super stubborn because they kind of like know what they want. They feel like they know what they want, and then they don't want to be told otherwise because they're totally locked into what they want. It's like think about what they rep their animal is a bull or a cow. Where do bulls and cows hang out in the cozy meadow, right? Like smelling the flowers, enjoying the grass, eating, and under the shady tree, right? They love being comfortable. So if you're already in a comfortable spot with your physical surroundings or your mind, your mindset, or your emotions, you don't want to be detoured. You don't really want to be fucked with. But
Yeah,
sometimes you do need to change it up.
yeah,
Right? Yeah. This is what Scorpios help them with. The opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. And we're constantly transforming. The Scorpio is constantly in flux, thinking about serious things a lot of times like life and death and the in-between reincarnation. Uh,
um,
sometimes it's like all that deep, deep stuff, right?
oh
Deep
right. But
stuff.
I can
Yeah.
be really deep, deep like that too. Super
Yeah.
deep. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see your chart. Your chart probably has Scorpio in it. And have you
Ah,
ever read your chart before?
no, I would love to know. That would be really interesting.
Well, yeah, we can read it now
Ah,
if you
okay.
want.
How do I do
Yeah.
that?
There's an app called Astro Matrix on your that you can put on your phone. That's a good one. Well, I mean, I can pull it up right now
Yeah, that'll be so dope.
on
Yeah,
my
let's
phone.
check it
Let's
out.
see.
Yeah, let's
This you'll be our chalkboard, or now
see.
what they call it a whiteboard now. They don't
Yeah.
even use chalk anymore, right?
What do you use when you teach?
Whiteboard,
Ah,
whiteboard in a computer. Yeah,
yeah, it's better
yeah.
though. Like,
The markers and stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It'll make the noises like the chalkboard. You can run your
I used to love
fingernails.
the quizzes. I used to
Yeah,
love the quizzes.
yeah. I
Everyone,
bet you.
I loved
Oh,
it.
annoying.
I
So you June? Your
was like,
birthday?
June 19, June
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Represent.
Let's see.
Ooh,
June 19th.
I'm
What
excited.
year?
1994.
Okay, 94. 94 to infinity. And the birth time, do you know?
I think 1 o'clock.
Okay. PM or AM?
Um, in the morning. You know
AM.
what? It could be either 1 o'clock in the morning or 6 in the morning. I know that's a big difference, but it could be either
Hmm.
or. But I think no, I think it's one a.m. One
AM.
a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Got it. In the birth town?
Birth town,
Yeah, because that's how they get your
Sydney,
chart.
Sydney,
Well, Cindy.
like Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, right. Sydney.
Auburn in Auburn.
Hmm. Sydney, New South Wales. Is that the province or the territory?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. New South
Okay.
Wales.
Okay. Represent. Okay,
Represent.
so so it says your Gemini, your sun sign Gemini on the 27 degree, which okay, because there's 28 degrees. Each sign has 28 degrees, right? Just like I said, we said before, it takes the moon 28 days to go through, all the signs. So you're at the very end on the cusp, as we say, of
Oh,
Gemini. So
oh,
you almost have that Cancer energy too, which I can see. You're a great mother, Cancer,
ah, I,
nurturing. You nurture the people on the panel too. Too. You're good.
ah,
Uh, so you're a Gemini though. Let's say your Gemini sun. Your moon looks like it's in Libra. All right,
ah.
Libra. You're able to see other people's point of view, I guess, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But this is crazy. Your sun, now this is the fun part. Your ascended sign, that means your rising sign, how you portray yourself to
yeah.
people, is in Aries.
I don't know nothing about Aries.
Yeah, that's important. That's an important one because someone like my good friend Mushroom Spore in Hawaii,
Oh,
he says that the
wow.
actually the ascendant sign is almost more important than the sun sign.
Okay, I need all the information. Could you send it to me either on the Discord or like anything, like so I can
Yeah,
have like.
I'll DM you it. And even Scotty Boy had a great suggestion here. He
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah,
this app is very good too. On
yeah,
it's a website. It's called Astro Cafe.
yeah.
This one's great on a computer. You can use. That's another one. But I'll send you the stuff. I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So Libra, Aries, which I know nothing about.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
because your ascendant sign is your persona or the mask you wear, how we present ourselves, how other people see us.
Oh,
When we
so
first
that's
meet them,
my
even though you're a Gemini,
Gemini.
probably see
Yeah,
Aries, which I can see because you're very fiery
I
and you kind of know what
am.
you're okay with just like introducing
I'm
yourself
very
and putting yourself out
comfortable.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am, and I'm really what's that like? Really confident. I'm a really confident person.
very confident.
A
Yeah,
lot of people can misinterpret that a lot, but I mean well. I mean well, and
right.
yeah. So it just depends who I'm around, but some people can take it the wrong way. But I've dealt with people that can't handle my overly confidence. There's a lot of even men in general sometimes can't handle a woman that can
Well,
be like that.
here's the thing. Like, there's levels to these signs too, because every sign,
Yeah.
every house, every element, they have a masculine and feminine nature to it,
Right,
right?
right.
And
So what is my
what a surprise!
masculine?
Aries is a masculine sign. Yeah.
Oh, Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I can
yeah.
get like that. Like the type of music I listen to, or like how I used to be really like
Mm-hmm.
aggressive.
Yeah, yeah,
And I can be,
yeah.
yeah, but then I
Yeah.
have a very girly sense to me as well. I love doing my hair, my makeup. I love fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I love, so
Well,
I
we'll
have,
see that. We'll see
yeah,
that when we look into your Venus, like how you love and how you think about beauty and
yeah.
how you want to be loved. We'll look into that, and I'm sure that'll come up. But this whole thing about your rising sign is so cool because it's the face that you show the world, and it reflects, which actually reflects how you present yourself, right? Because we learn about ourselves through how other people react to us, especially when we're younger. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's
but
so
when you're
good to know.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
You learn
but when you're
something
older,
every
you do.
day.
Yeah, you do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm learning from this reading this live stream. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So your self image is your rising sign, right? And the funny thing is, rising sign, the house that represents the rising sign is Aries. It's like how you look. And if you can see, if people know the Aries, a lot of Aries people, they have very chiseled face, like good bone structure, high
Yeah,
cheekbones a lot of
I
times.
have
Yeah,
like, I have
yeah.
really nice cheekbones.
Yeah, that's an Aries trait. Like very
Yeah.
chiseled. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like almost like feminine Giga Chad. Like the you can say the Aries cheekbones, like model stuff, right? Yeah. Are you an athlete too? Did you ever play sports or on track or anything like that?
No, I've always hated sport. I love watching sport. Like I like
Mm-hmm.
watching like, footy and basketball, but
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to me physically doing sport, no, no,
Not your thing, huh?
no, my
Yeah,
thing.
that could be the
Um,
girly stuff. So let's look at your chart,
yeah,
what it says.
yeah, definitely. Like I was, like I said yesterday, like growing up, I was a stoner, so I was just kicking back, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
But I was
Yeah.
never into sport like that. No.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Look Within. He said you out here gonna get honey potted. What the hell? Yeah. I think I
What is?
think honey potted. I think that's a term like like in terms of conspiracy. People think that some of these like supermodel type uh women that are in like the conscious community, they may be working for the government or something. I think he's joking though.
Oh,
He's
that's
joking.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, what? First of all, I wanted to ask you, what is this? What is this? The Holy AI book? What is that?
Well, see, that's bad that you don't know. That's so bad. Well, that's London. Shout out to my boy London. That's his
Yeah.
thing. So on his
Okay.
actual,
Well, now I
yeah,
know we learn something every day.
yeah.
I think I remember you mentioned it though one time before.
Well, that's what he like. That's his main work. So like he has his holy AI book videos. He has about 12 at the moment.
Hmm.
And yeah, really, really, really dope. So if you guys don't know, now you know, and you can check it out. Go to London Man and check out his work, because that's the shit that I was fucking with from early last year, and I was on the same wavelength as it. And behind the scenes, I was just, keeping up with all of them and really, really loving them. So, yeah. So just a little represent on my part,
Okay.
but yeah,
Good. Yeah. Even Look Within's all. You don't know? That's your boy. Yeah.
you
God.
don't know,
Totally
yeah.
shamed.
No,
Yeah.
that's
But like,
okay. It's
But like
okay.
what I said earlier about like when we're younger, we kind of care more about what people think. That's why the persona, the rising sign is important. But when you get older, you can be like these people. I don't give a fuck. That's when your sun sign comes into play more. All right, yeah. Now I
Yeah,
support London Man totally though. That sounds amazing. You gotta definitely tap in with that. Matter of fact, I was
yeah.
talking to him today. We're gonna definitely have that London Man interview in November. That's gonna be dope over here on the NPC the Game channel.
Oh, that is dope. That'll be so
It's gonna
dope.
be dope. Yeah. So let's see. You have Moon in Aries, Sun in Libra. Wait, no, that's not it. You have Sun in Gemini, Moon in Libra, Mercury in Cancer. So remember we said Mercury is how you think, how you communicate. So you communicate with this very like heartfelt Cancer one vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I can be really emotional. but like not in a
Emotional, yeah.
bad way. But I can definitely go into that emo but
Emo.
yeah, just for a little bit, and then I sort of snap out of it. So I can I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of the affirmation I would think for Mercury and Cancer would be like you embrace your uh, introspective nature at the same time you're unlocking profound understandings about like problem solving. You know, because the Cancer is very very
Uh,
introspective, but they do it through their emotions a lot of times. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, London's a Cancer,
Right, right. He was talking
right?
about that the other day.
Talking about the
Yeah,
whole. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. But that's interesting. But cancers can be cold blooded too. Sometimes when they feel when they want to be like maybe if they feel offended or whatnot. Because the thing about cancer is so powerful is I see that energy as like when they're in a good spot in the balanced spot, they have a good way of showing everyone like how loving they feel, right? They have a
Yeah,
capacity so we can feel that. However, on the opposite of that, the negative side of that, if you're feeling bad
yeah,
sometimes the unbalanced cancer energy would want they want everyone to know how they feel. So what they'll
yeah,
do is if the people around them aren't feeling that negative energy, they'll
mm,
do something to make
uh,
sure you acknowledge that
yeah,
negative energy. Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's so cool to like understand and acknowledge all this because it does really help to understand, people so much better. Like every time like I have a bit of like I just love to have more of an understanding, and that's why like I like to look these things up. Like I always look up like um traits of this and because it's so interesting to have because it does really help.
Yeah. It does help. Yeah. I like the Cancer Mercury. I haven't met too many people, but the ones I know, they definitely create a
Mhm.
safe. They're good at creating like a space where you feel safe to talk about what you need to talk
Yeah,
about. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. But
cool.
you have Venus in Leo, and now Venus is like how
Mhm.
you want to love, how you want to be loved, and how you love people.
Oh,
Right.
and what does it say?
Well, you're the Venus in Leo, which I
Oh,
would say
fiery.
fiery.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, cool.
So with it in Venus, it means you like maybe you like to
I'm so
express your
happy.
love to people that
Oh,
you love.
I
You have
can
no,
my
mhm,
feelings really well, really, really
mhm.
well. Yeah, I have
Especially
no
love.
problem in love. Oh yeah, no, definitely. And the
Yeah.
thing with me is when I love really hard. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I fall so easily too. Like I'm crazy. Like like I yeah. Like I just have a really big heart, I think as well. So like
Yeah.
when I really like someone, I really, really like them.
Yeah, because like, that's what I when I think of Venus and Leo, you prioritize love in your relationship, and it's like you're even romantic. You're okay with expressing romantic.
Oh
Or
yeah.
some women, they may not even like feel comfortable like giving a kiss PDA or whatever, like but
Oh, yeah, I love
you
all
know,
that. I think that is so necessary and so important. Like maybe not too much PDA because you don't want people to see too much.
right?
But
So you don't be rude.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But like, still like, just being a little affectionate, and like especially like behind closed doors, being, really affectionate, really loving and attentive. And I think, being emotionally, mentally stable, but still yet really vulnerable is so important. And I'm a romantic, and I just wish more people in this world were like romantic as well.
Romantic, yeah.
So many romantic people,
Yeah.
everyone's just they're not with it. Like it's crazy. But I'm a
Yeah.
little old school like that, so yeah.
Well, that's cool. And then like when
uh,
Leo and Venus and Leo would want to choose, you would think they would want to choose a partner who they can be proud of and display.
right, right.
Kind of like it that shares your also your excitement from zest for life.
Yeah, like your
You
best
probably have
friend.
fun with your partner. When
Oh
you go out
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
I'm a super fun person in general, and I'm just yeah. So I'm like that with everybody, and like, and the
Yeah.
thing with me is I'm so giving, and like I just want to like please everybody as well. I'm like a people pleaser, like, and yeah, yeah,
Well, one way, like with the Leo thing in Venus, that one way you can probably like reflect on how to balance that
yeah.
need, that Leo need for attention, but
Oh,
also think about how it corresponds with your desire for your loved ones as well. People
right,
around you, right? Because
yeah, and I'm really protective, so I
hmm
think that can come from the Leo, right?
well, or Leo or Cancer, the Cancer and Mercury. Because
Okay.
think about the Cancer is the
Uh,
crab with a
yes,
shell.
yes,
It's
yes,
very
yes, yes.
nurturing, like the mother, and protective,
Yeah.
almost like a grandmother, grandfather. Yeah, but no, but the Leo is protective in a way. Like, think about Leo as the king, right? The king or the
Mm,
queen, and they're
mm.
protective of their subjects, right?
Right. Yeah,
That's
I'm
what they're
really,
supposed to do.
really protective. And the thing with me is you don't want to fuck with me when it comes to me protecting the people that I love. Oh no.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
one of those things where you might get more offended when somebody offends one of your loved ones than they do with if they offend
With
you.
me. With myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
When it comes to me, it's like
yeah,
what, like I don't really fuss about petty shit, you know? But when it comes to like my kids or like people that I love and hold dear to me, it's like, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
hmm
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But I think we all need to be like that. We all need to be protective of those that we love.
right, right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, you're right. The Mars is interesting. Your placement is Mars and Taurus.
Oh,
Uh, that's like a Mars and Taurus. That's
that's interesting. Because
because
I feel
because
like,
Mars is vitality,
uh,
your aggression, and
yeah,
like your energy, and who you go
yeah,
to war with,
right,
the passion, what you're passionate about. You
yeah.
know, so yours is in Taurus.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting, interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
I see. Yeah, I see that as people with Mars and Taurus are pretty determined.
Mm.
Like they're determined about what they want, but they're like practical about it though, and how to get it, which is important because people can have all these wild visions and cool
Yeah.
ideas, but if you can't execute it, I mean, what's the
Yeah.
point? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for real.
And maybe with people with Mars, because Taurus is about, remember I said about what you value, finance, and money, and when Mars is like what your will, what drives you. You may have been like throughout your life been really been focused on how to have a sustainable income, right? Right?
Right, right, right.
Because it lays the groundwork so you can have fun. But first,
Yeah,
you're smart enough to know that you have that has to be a priority. You know.
yeah, that's interesting.
Mm, yeah. So the action with Mars and Taurus, it's like a determined. You have like when you focus on what you want, you get there. You don't get swayed
Sometimes,
and shit.
yeah, no, not really. I make my own decisions, even if like. But the thing with me is, I can be indecisive, but not when it
Hmm.
comes to things or people. Like things, yes, but not people. So like in this, like because I know what I want. But when it comes to certain things, like maybe like little things, like just little things. Like I can be a little
Yeah.
indecisive.
Hmm. But in the things you really want, like your long term goals, are
Oh
you like
yeah,
do you
yeah,
stick to
yeah.
them?
Oh no,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Like if I had my eyes set on something, bang, like you know, I can go hard,
Yeah.
at it. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And chip at it, like chip at it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and try my best. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And also too, what the Mars represents like sexuality and passion, and
Oh
Taurus
yeah.
is all about about the senses.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
definitely with
Yeah.
that placement, you can
Yeah.
you experience your desire through physical
Definitely.
senses like touch and all
Yeah.
that, smell. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good placement, Mars, and I think we had that transit like last year. Everyone did. And then your Jupiter, this is a big one. You know how Jupiter is the largest planet, right?
Right. Right.
Right, and that's why it represents expansion, like how you expand your consciousness and whatnot.
Right.
And
And
you
I feel like
and
it's very.
yours is and yours is in Scorpio, which is like
Oh,
that's like metaphysical, like
hey,
the
yeah,
occult, hidden things, and
that's so me,
sexuality.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
People
wow.
call like the Jupiter and Scorpio the depth seeker. Like you're
Right.
willing to go deep, right?
I do. I really do. And I go deep into everything though. Like I'm
Hmm.
one of those people that really need to get to the bottom of everything. Get to the
Yeah.
bottom of everything and figure
Well,
things out and why is this and what's this and really I've always
'cause
been like
what's
that.
yeah, because what Scorpio's their main mission in life, main mission is
Mm,
exploring their own psyche.
right.
And that goes on forever, especially if you have Jupiter and Scorpio.
What about
Yeah.
what about the intuitiveness and having that sort of relation to myself? Because I feel like I'm very intuitive. I get a lot of, signs and synchronicities, and I've had things, guide me and help me in my
Hmm.
life that has really, really impacted on things. And I feel like I do have gifts and things like that. So where does that sort of more spiritual nature and you know in that sense can come from?
That would probably be more along the lines of like your Neptune,
Oh.
Neptune, like your spirituality.
Mm.
Um, it's funny, like we talked about it earlier. You have Neptune in Capricorn, and Neptune is very,
Oh.
it's like out of this world. It's the most think about
Oh.
Erica Badu. She's a Pisces Neptune energy.
I don't
You
know who
know,
that.
like Erica Badu, the singer, the R&B singer.
Oh, no,
Well,
I
she's
don't know.
think about some like these metaphysical hippies and stuff that are all into the new age
Yeah.
shit, like
Yeah,
uh
yeah,
like super deep into it, where
yeah.
they try to disregard the concrete earthly reality because they're all
Right.
up in the clouds, right? Well, that's Neptune, right? Well, yours
Yeah.
is in Capricorn, which is one of the most grounded signs you can be.
Oh,
So it's a big dichotomy. Your
right.
spirituality. On one end, you're very interested in the dreams and metaphysical things and the higher consciousness. However,
Yeah.
the way you do it is in a grounded way with the
Yeah.
Capricorn. It's kind of nice. You're like the grounded dreamer,
Right. But you
and we
know
talked
what?
about that earlier, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. But like with me, when it comes to dreams, I'm not one of those people that like care about them too much.
Hmm.
Like because I feel like, subconsciously, yeah, like it can be there to give you some form of insight within things. And I feel like to me, really, it's just our brains sort of going in overtime. And I feel like if I'm
Well,
thinking about something or someone that and then I'll dream about that, and it'll just be you know whatever my mind's getting into, but it's just because subconsciously I'm thinking about that person or that thing or whatever it is, and then my brain's sort of doing its thing, maybe. I don't know.
right, you probably don't because you have the Gemini active mind, super
Mm.
active. I mean,
Yeah.
all
Oh yeah.
minds are
Oh
active,
yeah.
but like especially Gemini.
Oh
But
yeah, it doesn't stop. It needs a
doesn't
fucking mute
stop.
button.
Well, maybe this might something like this might help because Neptune is
Yeah.
associated. It's associated with the dreams and illusions, but
uh,
because you have that Capricorn placement, the earthy grounded placement,
yeah.
there's a tendency to be almost rigid and practical and like more concerned with your material success than into that metaphysical dreamy aspect of yourself, right?
Oh,
So
interesting.
maybe I might have to sometimes go out of your way at least to
Yeah.
try to make a connection with that inner spiritual
Mm,
essence type of
yeah.
stuff, you know? Yeah,
Oh.
because you're grounded uh in what's going on here because you sound like you have a lot of responsibilities too, with your
I
family and
have.
whatnot and other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
W-
yeah.
yeah, but like don't lose sight of those dreams and imagination. That's what Neptune is, right?
I know. I feel like it's it's there, but it's out of reach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean,
feel like my
but you're
life has
lucky.
so much in
Go ahead.
store for me, but yeah, we will see.
Well, the thing about it is, it's like because the imagination and dreams are like kind of like boundless and endless.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to carve something out as an artist, as our lives are art,
Yeah.
because it's so wide open, right? It's like, where should I start?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what do I need? But the thing about having
Mm,
Capricorn energy is all about like making boundaries
yeah.
and keeping what's only efficient. So
Yeah.
if you do that whole practical nature of Capricorn and combine it
Mhm.
with your dreamy nature,
Mm.
you probably can make like beautiful like
Wow.
metaphysical art and stuff
Yeah.
here and now. So I'm sure you
Yeah. And
do in your own way, huh?
yeah, like I said, I'm really creative. So I have so many things that I'm really good at.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. But I feel like sometimes I don't know where it might come from, but I can also be like a little bit in my own fantasy, if that makes sense. Like my own little bubble, my own little world.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes
like
it's more
your
a
reference
defense
point.
mechanism. Yeah, but sometimes it's like a defense mechanism for me.
Hmm.
Mm.
Maybe this is a way of you making it practical. Because
Right.
people always talk about we're all one and all this, which
Yeah.
may be true and whatnot, but it's kind of like, okay, show me type of shit. And
Yeah.
until then, I'm gonna experience these cool metaphysical things through the perspective
Right.
of the eye
Right.
of
Right.
what I
What I
know. Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Mm,
Oh, this is so dope.
yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't know any of these. I was just like, yeah, Gemini. But now that I'm learning more about all the other placements, it's like really
Hmm.
mind opening and yeah.
It is, and it helps you. And it helps you with finding your like blind spots too,
Mm,
and your personality, people's
yeah.
personality. Like, because especially with you have that Neptune and Capricorn, maybe like uh in terms of like when certain things that are like responsibility we have to do like what Capricorn represents that aren't there aren't stuff that we have to do isn't always the most fun, right, so it's easy to so the thing is with Neptune and Capricorn, it's easy to sometimes that there's some things we don't want to do, but we need to do them. Um, that it's easy to fly out and escape with our Neptune energy, right, into illusions or disillusions. So
Yeah.
it's good to be mindful of when the tendency when you kind of zone out. Like I have some students that they're really creative and whatnot, but sometimes they zone out, and I have to get them back on track. You know, like pay attention to what we're doing. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. In the grand scheme of things, whatever they're thinking about is probably super important. It's just that if you have goals, you have to have some type of structure or discipline to get them. You know, so yeah, I
Yeah.
zone out too
So
sometimes on some
true.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and who do you feel like you get along most with when it comes to some sign?
The sun size,
Yeah.
Aries definitely, because they're so and for the most part so much in the moment that that it's kind of like they're just focused on what's going on right now, right? And also too, that's a saving grace because sometimes if you offend, sometimes I guess even if you're friends with somebody, you can offend them easily, depending on who they are. And let's say you offend you offend an Aries or do something that they might not like so much. Out of all the signs in general, they seems to get over it quick, which is nice, right? Just remember, if you're their friend, though, don't take advantage of that ability for them to reset quick or whatever, right? But it is nice. Whereas other people, like it was a Scorpio energy or Taurus energy, they may hold on to a grudge very long, right? A small offense and make it into something big. So yeah, I enjoy Aries, hanging out with Aries. Yeah, yeah. I have to. My wife's a triple Aries. Yeah, I think she pimped off Eternal. Let me see some of these quotes real quick. Shout out from Scotty Boy. My rising sign is Taurus. Taurus, yeah, that's me. That's how I present myself. I think that's why my style of doing Scorpio, because your rising sign is your style of how you do, the sun signs and the Mercury and all that. So my style of doing the Scorpio sun sign is in this the style of Taurus, which maybe why it takes me a little bit longer to get warmed up for something or experience new things. But once I get it revved in and locked into what I like, ooh, I'm in there for the long term for the most part. Yeah, I could be slow, right? It could be kind of slow how I do things, which is a weird dichotomy because I want things now, 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 now. Scorpio shit. Like like I said, we're in constant flux and changing constantly. That's very fast nature. That's like hyperspeed. That's hyperspace. That's why we call our Discord hyperspace. Everything's flowing quick, right? Real quick. I'm lucky enough to have my rising sign and my sun sign as direct opposites, which from a neophyte or like a newbie perspective could be very difficult because you want your personality, the mask you wear, your persona to match up with your inner self as much as possible. That way we become authentic, right? We're the same person as when we're at home pretty much, and then as when we're giving a lecture to 90 people, right? But mine is direct opposite, a conflict, you can say, which actually makes a really good teaching opportunity for myself if I'm paying attention, right? Because when you learn polarities of something, you hopefully will meet in the middle where you can see how they're actually a lot alike. They just have different styles of doing it. And my son, he is a Taurus sun sign and Scorpio rising, where I'm a Taurus rising and Scorpio sun sign. So that's another opportunity for extreme turbulence as well as extreme expansion of our consciousness in our heart and our mind. So that's some crazy shit right there. Some cool shit. What Aries gets offended? I'm sure like they get offended though. You tell me, Scotty boy. You're an Aries. You're a King Aries here now. You and Shadow Buddha. I have to think that Aries probably get offended. Some Aries get offended a lot. They just you just don't notice it so much because you're in your Aryan way of doing things. Like just go, in the moment doing whatever. But I'm sure they have that contempt way about them. I remember my mother-in-law told, who's a Scorpio too, like me. She told my wife one time uh, that like, wow, this the way you say things are kind of harsh, right? Because Aries will just they'll just give you the information in a like matter of fact way that's fucking cutting, especially if you're sensitive. But 9 times out of 10 is the truth. Probably 10 times out of 10, actually. The Bulls, the Bulls. So that's probably why they were my favorite team growing up, the Bulls. Even though I'm from the Bay Area and whatnot. Comment from Look Within. I'm a Sag Sun, Libra, Moon Virgo rising. No idea what it means, but hey, yeah. So Sag Sun, Sag. We said Sag Sun sign is your core being, who you are, default, your personality. As a Sag, I'm thinking, I'm seeing, like you look within. You're into higher thoughts. Um, think of if the school life, the universe, and the world is the God school. A higher thought would be university way of thinking, and that's a Sagittarius way of thinking, right? But however, there, if Sagittarius were to represent a stage in life, it probably would be adolescence, where you finally know what you're coming into. You're not necessarily a child anymore. You made it to this level of you're a young adult, right? So you're a young adult and you see things from a higher perspective. However, there's still some stuff to learn. And sometimes those teenagers, they think they know it all when in fact they just started. They just started level one, homie, level two, right? This is why Sagittarius sometimes they have that like a sophomoric humor sometimes. Like this that shit that make you laugh, like Jackass or some like me, like I enjoy like movies like Airplane, Naked Gun, just like that stupid humor that's like in your face. Because normally I like higher thought material and whatnot, that dichotomy, kind of like a release valve. So Sagittarius is definitely are thinking long term, long trips overseas, literally, living in a foreign land. But they also think about their thoughts are literally long, very distant from what they grew up with, right? Their thoughts are world travelers too. That's the sun sign in Sagittarius, Libra moon. You know, maybe you had a childhood nostalgic of like a lot of beautiful things and exploring the other's personality and whatnot, right? Virgo rising, Virgos definitely good at analyzing things, right? Very analytical. They're almost like the stand-up philosophers of the zodiac. Our best comedians are Virgos. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, you know. So yeah, that's that. I mean, we could talk about it more. Here's the streamer link. It's in there. What's that Prego commercial? It's in there. Right. This is it. Oh, I get offended, but I let it go quick. That's it. You let it go. Yeah. Zero filters, Aryan energy. For sure. Coming from Shadow Buddha. I have no Taurus sun, but I definitely hold on to grudges forever. Yeah. Sure. That could be some Taurus Scorpio energy right there for you. You hold on to it. I can see that. But you're able to push through. Some people are so depleted from bad encounters with folks that they can't even do their day-to-day stuff. They feel so hurt and slighted by things. Yeah. Because you feel good. You feel good. You feel deeply. That's probably why. Miss Snow with the comment. I feel like I've been missing out, getting off work now. Yeah, hop on. I'm probably gonna be on here for, I don't know, depending on who comes up or whatnot, or how I feel, how I see things. Maybe another 15 minutes. We'll see. Snow in the building. Shadow Buddha. This is the Riz Master. He just joined the Saturnian, the Saturn Jaguars, and he can run a 400 yards dash in 1 minute. This is the Riz map. This is like this brain rot green shadow I've been looking at. With this adult male, he's probably like in his 20s. He does these videos that are all cap, all lies about these kid sports athletes, young kids that are athletes or social influencers. He'll read it like this. He'll say, "This is the Riz Master. He just joined the Sagittarius Jaguars. He can run a 440-yard dash in 1 minute. Do you think you can beat the Riz Master?" He'll say something stupid like that, right? I gotta show you this shit. It's funny. Yeah. Now this is some sophomoric Sagittarius energy shit. Let's see.
Cookie King. When he's not rizzing up, he's either training for his fight. TikToker Cookie King. When he's not rizzing up, he's either TikToker. Who is the leader of the TikTok Riz party? This is actually TikToker Cookie King. When he's not rizzing up, he's either training for his fight against Jack Doherty or flexing his Bape hoodie. You might also see Cookie at the park practicing his moves for the TikTok Riz party. Is Cookie the new Riz King?
Oh my word. Oh shit. The Riz, yeah, Riz, the charisma, right? Animal magnetism. A lot of these OG occultists like Aleister Crowley and Avias Levi were talking about animal magnetism. That's what charisma is. This is what charisma is. Riz is that look that you have in your eyes that says it all without even using any words. It's a 440 for 1 minute. Yeah. He's got me beat. Yeah, that's pretty fast, right? Right. Let me see. Chanel show with her chart. Snow with her chart. Political. Hope you can hold off for about half an hour though. We'll see. Okay, yeah, we could do that. Hmm. Yeah, we can do that. I have some videotapes to return. No, return Patrick Bateman. I got some. Actually, I have some. I gotta write a short story for class so I can like use it as a model. What is that? Oh yeah, the picture I'm using is in their book is what's that show called? Adventure Time. So I gotta think of a short story I can write to show them how to, because I'm trying to show some of these the younger students like how to write a story, how it's very important to have like know who your characters are, the setting, right? What the characters are doing in the beginning of the story, uh, what uh, what the problem they have to face, like how to solve the problem, you know, and how they attempt to solve the problem, how they failed and attempt again and fail again, and if they finally resolve the issue and what happened at the end. Those are all elements of a story that make it compelling, right? Depending on depending and depending on how you write it and the adjectives and the details you leave will make it engaging and whatnot, because a lot of these students all they care about is they just like to write, like they have diarrhea of the mouth, which is cool that they have that zeal, that will to write, but you got to have structure. So anyway, that's what I got to do in a little bit. uh, Maybe I should come up anyway. Yeah, just come up. Yeah, come up. Hell yeah, maybe I was in the shower when you broke that down, but I heard. Okay, rewind it. Yeah, he was Sag son. So this is why you probably are able to travel in so many different channels and whatnot and make your presence known. My brother-in-law is a Sagittarius, and he's like he knows pretty much something about everything, right? And he can go pretty in depth in it too, right? And one thing about him, I've noticed with other Sages, sometimes, sometimes like if some conflict arises, they're like, "Fuck that shit." I mean, they won't say it necessarily. They're like, "Life's too short. Let's have some fun. Well, let's get into some higher thought. Why am I going to waste time bickering on some nonsense?" Right? So they're in the wind. A lot of times they'll be in the wind. We're not against the wind, running against the wind, against the wind. This is me. I do enjoy the dry humor, overly analytical compared to most, as well as pompous. Comment from Look Within. Yeah, I'm a 5 as well in numerology, which is kind of a jack of all trades. You into numerology? Yeah, I mean, I've definitely perused it a lot in the last year. Shout out to Gary, the numbers guy, and all that stuff. But yeah, five's definitely that's that sexual energy too, right? They're supposed to be like handsome and pretty. I think you guys are here. That 5 energy is here to make us more humans, right? That 5 energy. 5 is Leo too. The 5th house, Leo, children, creativity, self-expression, luck, all that. You know. What's this show? Miss Snow had her chart optics up here. Sun sign Libra. Libra, the other. I always say that, the other. Sun sign Libra. Moon. Is it moon in Libra too? Wow. Sun and moon in Libra. And then what do we got? 6th house. In the 6th house, Libra. Libra and Venus too. Wow, you got Libra, Libra, Libra. That's why you're aesthetics, aesthetics, aesthetics. That makes sense. Yeah. It's the beautiful people hour, right? It's the beautiful people hour. And let me bring this up. In the meantime, guys, I want you to enjoy yourself too. This is not all just rigorous studying and whatnot. You need to have fun in life, right? You need to have fun in life. I'm going to help you do that too.
Hello. Is this Adeline Robinson? Yeah.
Adeline, you've just entered the phone zone. Dun, 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 dun. I'm your host, Sav McCauley, and you're about to play America's hottest new phone game show. Are you excited?
I don't know. Hold on just a minute.
All right.
I down.
Hi, you're about to enter the phone zone. Are you ready to play America's hottest phone game show? I'm Sav McCauley. I'm the host, and you're playing for cash. Fresh, hot, wet cash. Who am I speaking with?
Johnny Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, are you ready to play?
Hey, who that?
We're calling from the phone zone. It's America's hottest new phone game show. You could win cash, fresh cash, hot, wet, stinky cash.
I reckon so.
Let's go. Okay, the first question. How many children do you have? Quickly.
None.
None, that is correct. Good, you're on a roll so far. What % of cream is juice-based? You've got 3 seconds.
3%.
Ooh, I'm sorry, no, it's 78%. Spell kaleidoscope.
You got me there.
All right. What is hair made of?
Minerals?
I'm sorry, say again?
Minerals?
Let me go to the judges. No, I'm sorry, we cannot accept that answer. We cannot accept that on the phone zone. At what temperature does blood freeze?
Blood don't freeze, do it?
Ooh, the correct answer was 33 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a speed round here, and what we need you to do is, are you using a touch-tone phone or is it a rotary? This does not go against your score. This is simply a question.
Touchdown.
Great. That actually did go against your score, by the way. I didn't want to scare you.
No problem.
Okay, are you ready for the next question?
I reckon
As
so.
quickly as possible. You have 3 seconds to count to 10. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5,
2,
6, 7,
3.
8, 9, 10.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am so sorry. That is not correct. How many feet are in 7 feet?
How many feet?
Let's skip that question. The last time you went and did number 2s in your bathroom, did you thoroughly wipe your ass?
No, I didn't.
Typical, but you got that correct. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Are you excited for the next round? This is called the double bonus whammy round. This is where the cash gets stinkier, sweatier, greasier, funkier, funner.
Hey, man, I gotta go. I hate to cut you. I hate to cut the game off, but I gotta go.
We have 48 more questions left.
I'm sorry, but I got to go.
I cannot
it's 7
accept that as an
o'clock and I
answer.
got
Ooh, that's the wrong answer.
It's 6 o'clock and I got to go.
Ooh.
Well, the right answer's coming up, though.
Ooh.
Well, we'll talk at y'all later, then, yeah?
I'll call you in 5 minutes with 5th round.
I won't be here.
I will call.
I won't be here.
You will.
I won't.
You will.
I won't be here.
You will.
We'll see. Bye-bye.
No, wait.
Bye-bye.
Wait. One more question.
Yo, what's up, Miss Snow? Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Yeah. Eternal's here. She's back. She's back. I think Miss Snow, yeah, she'll take herself off mute in a second when she's ready. So,
okay, yeah, I was on mute. Hi, how are you
hey,
guys?
how's it going? Good. What's cracking?
Just,
Good to have you,
just getting off the 9 to 5 for now. Yeah, it's good to be here. I was excited for this podcast tonight.
Yeah.
I was trying to
man,
listen.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't realize you had so much Libra. She must be a Libra. Yeah.
I know. It's like so much. Like my sun and my moon are right next to each other, almost like an eclipse, like a degree away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Taurus is my rising, I guess. And
like mine.
what else? Yeah, you too. And then
Right.
I don't know. There's just a lot of Libra, Venus, 6th house energy in my chart. Everything goes back to the 6th house. I wonder.
The 6th house.
What?
And the 6th house is a Virgo, right?
Libra.
Oh, it is. Oh, wait. Yes, you're right. 6th house.
Pretty incredible.
Wow. And what would you say the 6th house represents to you?
The sixth house is the house of comfort, this and health, well-being, like loved, like where you would
Mm-hmm.
be at your probably like where you're at your mature base mentally, to where you are comfortable with who you are. Yeah, I would say that would be that house.
Yeah. Oh, we actually, I think technically you combined the sixth and the seventh because the sixth is Virgo, according to, because Libra comes after, it's the seventh house right before Scorpio, the eighth house, right?
Well, doesn't it matter like when you were born, where the place settings are for the planet, and if you're doing it with tropical or
Oh,
like the other charts? I think there's like four of
you
them.
mean like Vedic astrology? Yeah, I think that matters, but I'm just saying traditionally, the sixth house usually represents the Virgo, the house of what you said, like your health, daily routines, and like how you approach stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Virgo. I swear that's
yeah,
the fifth. I
no, that's
swear.
what the fifth is Leo, house of pleasure, and then the sixth
Oh,
house is
you're
the
right.
house of sixth house, the house of work. I mean, house of work and health and
Work and
pets and all that
organized.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Virgo,
And then
right?
yeah, that's Virgo, and then the seventh house is the house of relationships, partnerships, romantic business, marriage, close relationships, how you interact on a one-to-one level, right? Yeah, you, my friend, are very good. That's the awesome how you move to make yourself like
You're
very
cutting out. You're roboting
wherever
on
you
me.
go. Oh, can you hear
You're
me now?
roboting. Darn it.
It's
Yeah.
is it roboting?
Not anymore.
It's a roboting. Huh? Okay. No, I'm saying I said you, my friend, seem to be a very good at whoever you're talking to. It seems like you like been cool with them or friendly with them for a long ass time. You have like a gift like that. I've noticed. It's like that's
Well,
that
online,
Libra
I
one on
guess.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. My friends are all definitely like close knit friends. I guess you're right.
hmm
Yeah. I don't really make new friends in real life. I see acquaintances, business partners. I love them all, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
I
driving, so
guess.
I'm a little.
No, I see. We don't want you to crash. So like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Probably people
So
do
what else?
like most people don't know what use that term acquaintance. So I can see how a lot of us in the past have used the word friend when it actually was an acquaintance, So but but
Yeah,
yeah.
like it takes a lot to become a friend, you know? I
Mm,
think it takes a lot of time, and you got to feel secure with that person to consider them a friend, especially nowadays. It's like, whoa, I
yeah.
don't know.
Mm.
So yeah,
But the,
the other thing was like with the whole thing with like biblically, how astrology really does work with the Bible. That's what got me into the Bible.
astrology did?
Well, I was into astrology since I was like 8 years old. That's probably my first book I read, like was all the astrology books and stuff like that. My
Uh-huh.
mom was very much into this stuff when I was young. So, but it correlates with the Bible a lot.
Yeah. This is what you were
I
saying in
sent
that
you a
that Jesus it's the Jesus story, how it's related. That was quite
yeah, I sent
interesting.
you a PDF
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
No, I was looking at it. I'm looking at it right now, actually. Let me see. So, you know, so the story of Jesus is an astrological allegory for the sun passing through the zodiac signs each year. That one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
So yeah,
Where's Special Cat? She's a fast reader. She's a good reader.
the good reader. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can read it right
Yeah.
now. You ready? Are you ready?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
ready. Okay.
Let's
So
see. Yeah.
so now the sun is reborn every year on the 25th day of December. That is, the day begins to lengthen. It is the winter solstice. He is in his own father. He is born in the stable between the constellations of the horse and the goat, Sagittarius and Capricorn. Right, the horse, Sagittarius, the goat, Capricorn. Right, the Bible uses a day for a year. The astrologers uses a day for a year. 30 years after altered Christ's birth, he was baptized. The 30 days after the son is born, he enters the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer, baptismo. That's the thing. A lot of times people think that Aquarius is actually a water sign just because they're holding the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
but
true.
they're not. They're just holding
Air
it.
sign.
So after his baptism, Christ took his disciples from among the fishermen, and the sun next enters into the sign of Pisces, the fishes. We observe Lent and eat fish one day of the week in honor of the sun's passage through the sign of the fishes. So look at that cut again. Christ then becomes the good shepherd of the flock. The sun enters the sign Aries, the lamb. He is yet young, the lamb or the son, or the lamb or the young sun god. Christ went out to the salvation of men. Let us see how the sun god goes out to the salvation of men. The ancients had consumed the products of the year before and were praying for their sun god to come back and warm the earth, to bring forth vegetation, which all animal life required. He came, and now he must go forth to the salvation of man, fit the fields for plowing. The bull comes in here for his share of glory and his worship because he represents agriculture, right? And also what you value. The fields are plowed and the seed is sown for a late harvest. Look at the cut. The twins represent increase. That's the next one. We're going to go into Gemini. This is dope, actually. This is really dope. Here, Special K, I see you in the building. We invoked you. Come up
Special
if you
K is
can.
here. Hey, love.
Yeah.
I'm about to walk into the grocery store, so I'm gonna mute. Okay.
Get muted, okay? So, Christ spoke of the backsliders. Every year, the sun enters the sign of Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd, symbolized by the crab, which crawls backwards. All the vegetation dries up and retreats back into the earth. This is the summer solstice, or John the Baptizer, born just 6 months before Christ. And who says, John chapter 3, verse 30, he must increase and I must decrease. Christ becomes the lion of the 12 tribes of Judah. Every year the sun enters the sign of Leo, the lion. It becomes the lion of the 12 signs of the zodiac. When? Why the 22 days of July and the 23 days of August? When the sun is hottest, extorts the most power, the lion. So let's let the reader look at the cut at each paragraph and description of each sign. I'm coming up. Want the world to Scott says, I'm coming up. I want the world to know. Got it on the show. Okay, here's the link. Boom, it's already in there. You're more than welcome. Our Christian friends, it's up to the Vestal Virgin. When every year when the sun enters the sign Virgo, the Vestal Virgin, whose symbol is the Virgin, August 23rd to September 23rd. Now look at the cut and the central cross on which the sun is crucified every year. And you will see the sun has passed over the cross on which he annually is crucified. And like Christ has his cross on his back and passed, EI passed over it. IE passed over it. Our Christian friends lay much stress upon the judgment day. Every year on the 23rd day of September, the sun enters the sign of Libra, symbolized by balance. Every year after the harvest, the farmer balances up his books and pays his debt. But there, the sun god presents a parallel to the sun god on the road to the crucifixion. The sun begins to retreat, the days to grow shorter. The sun, like Christ, is bearing his cross towards the crucifixion. Keep the eye on the cut. The Son of God was crucified between the two thieves. The Sun God is crucified between the two heavenly thieves, Scorpio and Sagittarius. October 23rd to November 22nd. November 22nd to December 21st. There is a harvest somewhere every month in the year, except those 2 months. The heavenly thieves. The sun lost its power, retreated back where it is white and cold. But Sagittarius became the recipient of the repentant thief. It gives up. Doesn't wait until January 1st, but gives up December 25th. And after the sun comes out of Hades, where he was for 3 days, while the days are of one length, he is reborn, the same as Christ. There are 3 days about the same length. The 3 days the Son of God was supposed to have descended into Hades. Is this not complete? Have I left anything out? What? You say no? Have I left out the betrayer? It's Judas, right?
The betrayer, Judas.
That's what it Judas the
kid-
betrayer.
yeah.
Judas Iscariot. Yeah. What sign do you think he was?
He's a Gemini.
He's a Gemini. Yeah. He's switching it up. Yeah.
Did I leave that part out?
Well, about what? About what Judas was? No,
Judas?
no. No, it says what?
Okay,
what?
good.
It says I have left out the betrayer. Who was the betrayer? Judas Iscariot was Christ's betrayer, but who was the Sun God's betrayer? The ancients have noticed, notwithstanding their prayers and sacrifice, every year the sun deserts them and went back until to them he died, was finally resurrected. They cannot believe their love. They cannot believe their loved sun god can willingly desert them, so they looked into the heavens to see why he went back. And in the tall every year they saw him retreat, apparently followed by a tremendous heavenly host, for there are more stars in the constellations Libra and Scorpio and Sagittarius than any others. And it was these stars that seemed to be chasing and pressing the sun back. They were led by a bright and beautiful star the ancients had seen in the east, an early morning in spring and summer months, just as we do now. By the tip of the earth, he has apparently fallen to the evening star, leading on the heavenly hosts. We call it Venus, the goddess of love. They call it Lucifer, the light bearer. So they cried, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, star of the morning?" And so here you have the story of the war in heaven. Wow. That is, hey, very esoteric, but yet practical. Did you write that? That was dope. You had to.
That was an article. Yeah. It made me go down a rabbit hole. I'll show you. I'm almost home. I did pictures and graphs and everything, trying to figure out Venus's whole ordeal as far as how complex she is as a planet, because in the heavens, she literally does this 8-year span that goes around Earth. Earth is basically the moon to us. Earth and Venus do a tango in the heavens and make a star, like a Star of David.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes 8 years to
Avatar,
finish that
right?
whole cycle. Yeah.
On your avatar, yeah.
So what's very cool about that is when Venus is retrograde, she's actually going forward. And then when she's forward, she's retrograde. So she does the opposite of everything that everyone is doing. She's very luminous. Yeah. I say she. I know I shouldn't probably do that, but she's Venus reminds me of a female.
Why we say, when I talk about God, I say he, so you could say that. You could say that makes sense when you say Venus is a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the Star of David. Then we have, we have the Star of David. Then we have, what's the other? It's like an esoteric star. It's the same star, pretty much. And then the Jewish star they're all similar. They're like all the same. So it makes me
So you
wonder
think
if that was some kind of symbology of like Venus, maybe.
right? So it's the Star of David is basically a Venus transit or a dance with Earth. You're saying, or she follows Earth. She
Yeah.
makes that. Yeah.
Yep.
And I've heard people say that the pentagram is like man, human, right? It's a man. If you look at it with the arm spread and the leg and then the genital like hanging there, like at
Oh,
the base of the triangle, the bottom, yeah, or the tip of the triangle, yeah. So,
I have to see a picture of that. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
well, I'm looking at your avatar. I can see it. Like if I look at it and I put a man's body, like the Da Vinci famous
Yeah.
image, it's like the head is at the top, the arms are spread, the legs are spread, and then the
Oh,
genitals at the bottom. Yeah,
okay, I got you now.
yeah. Shout out to Special K in the house.
Hey, MDC.
Yeah,
Hey, Snow. Can you guys
you made
hear
it
me
safe.
okay?
Hey.
What's going on?
Can you guys hear me okay?
You can hear you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm
Nice
good.
to see you both.
Yeah, good to
I'm
see
sorry
you.
I'm late for this. Jay made me late as always, but fashionably late. It's he says hello in the background. He's taking
What's up, Jay?
computer stuff apart.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm about to put it on mute for a minute. I'm walking in the house, so I will be listening.
Yeah, if
Okay.
when he's reading, I'm gonna mute as well, just because I don't want to be loud in the background. But did I miss much or?
Well, it's an hour and 43 minutes in.
Damn,
143. I love you. That's all good. I mean, there's always you can always what they call it, a time travel.
I'm
Go
going
back.
to. I've been doing that with
Yeah.
yours. I
Yeah.
came right in, and Snow was like, "Where is Kay?" And I was like, "Damn, we made it just on time."
Yeah. we needed the trilog, I guess.
I had my notification set for you too. I don't know what the hell that's about, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you're here now. That's the most important.
Yeah,
Just like shout out to Leopard Print. What's up? What's up, my friend?
I'm gonna but go
how's it
ahead
going?
and you can resume if you want, and I'll just listen up.
Yeah. Well, I want to know that's just when Sherelle's back, or anyone, this is for the whole panel. Shadow
Right.
Buddha asked this good question about why do you think many modern Christians reject astrology if it's in the Bible?
That's fascinating. I think a lot of Christians, for some reason, from my experience, have pushed their Christianity onto it being like all of everything and trying to almost make me believe their beliefs. And that's just been my experience with certain people. But I believe that astrology, there's Jordan Maxwell that I am have researched into a lot, and he calls it astrotheology. So, in his belief, the Bible is a story, but astrology goes with everything that's in the Bible. So there's a lot of anecdotic or there's a lot of truth, I believe, and especially what we're living through now. I believe synchronicities that go through with the Bible, but astrology, I think has always been before we had a clock. I think time is an illusion, anyways. But before that, that's how they, looked at
Chronos.
stars. Hi, Snow. Is that you?
Yeah, no, I'm listening. Yeah.
But I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, according to the Christian. Oh, sorry, I'll let you guys talk for a sec.
No. Get your stuff. Whenever you're ready here. Well, because I want to ask you what you have to say. I'll just say this: it is in the Bible, like Shadowback, but it's like I don't think it's sharing that, looking at astrology in a good way, because the verses I've seen, I remember they're saying kind of stay away from it. They're saying stay away from it, right?
So the Bible actually says that. So because the Bible and science, that's always been either science or religion. It's kind of been either one or the other, right? It's always been science versus religion. You're either scientific or religion. They've clashed. But
Well,
that's interesting because I didn't like read the Bible. I grew up Catholic, but you're probably right. So it goes
well,
against it.
well. Remember the stories like when the Israelites were about to enter the promised land of Canaan. God warned them not to practice astrology, allegedly.
Okay.
You can get. I mean, it says Deuteronomy. I think in the 18th chapter, do not learn to imitate the detestable ways of the nations there. The nations you will. If you listen to those practices, don't listen to the people who practice sorcery or divination.
Mm.
Right?
Okay, yeah, right. It's crazy because honestly,
That's
Gabriel, like
witchcraft.
I've learned more nowadays about the Bible than when I went like probably since I was a kindergarten through Catholic school going up to high
Mm-hmm.
school. Like I went to church, was forced to, but I never like listened to the homily. Like my ADHD, I would be literally like doing what mocking the
Well,
whole church, like mocking the priest. I knew every word. I could still recite it, and that's terrible to say, but it was just boring to me. And
the homily is just the priest's like editorial about what he read. That's all that is. It's just
right,
like his
and even
his
with
interpretation of what the scripture that was read,
right,
and
even with the
how
gospel.
he relates. Hold on, one second. Excuse me.
Oh
How
yeah,
he
no,
relate how he relates it to
the
to
gospel.
the yeah to people's everyday life too. The gospel to their everyday life. So
And that's probably the matter too, because I didn't really pay attention to the gospel according to Luke. Every Sunday would be a different one. We go through the whole book. And it's funny because now I try to pay attention more to it. But I heard it all those years, and I'm like, wow, that's what that meant. Like,
mm-hmm.
it
Yeah,
sounds so vague, but like it's ironic, really.
right. Well, if you read some of these, like, I hear people bring this up when they say Christians, they say you shouldn't use astrology. They always bring up the passage talking about when God warned the Israelites about using divination. And divination, the definition of divination is the practice of seeking knowledge of the. It's kind of loud back there. Whatever that noise is back there.
Is that me?
Whatever.
One second.
Was that you? If it's sure,
Is it
that's all good.
quieter now?
That's
Yeah,
much better.
sorry about that.
That's okay. You're getting settled. You're getting
So
settled. Take your
seeking
time.
knowledge, it's like they want us to seek their knowledge, but we're not allowed to look on our own. That's how I feel about Christianity, as far as like being in a church.
Mm-hmm.
The indoctrination kind of Christianity and
Yeah.
Catholics and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think the wise men, the one that found Jesus, they had to be astrologers. And it makes me wonder because Jesus disappeared for how many years was it? I think
Well,
it
he
was like
talked the last.
15,
He was 13. He was 13, and then he all of a sudden he shows up when he's in his 30s.
30s. So
Yeah.
then he gets all this knowledge and wisdom, and he's full of grace, and like he can speak well. He's traveled so many places,
Yeah.
and that's the part we hear about. But where was he seeking that knowledge and that wisdom to be the king of all kings?
Yeah.
And how did those three wise men?
Maybe we just
How did they find Jesus in a manger or wherever he was? It was because how they killed all the babies. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they said it was because of the Star of Bethlehem, which I think is Jupiter and Venus. They said that they had to follow that star, which, okay.
The North Star?
So they followed a star. I mean, that star could be anywhere in Jerusalem. You could see it clear as day. And it was a homeless baby, like a baby that was, they didn't have much. And that was the king. The king was born because of how the stars were aligned.
Yeah, they used astronomy. They used astronomy to find him, which most astronomers, even in Europe during in the Renaissance times, they were actually astrologers as well. They would use both, right?
What's
Astrology is it's a study of the stars, in the heavenly bodies. But a lot of the people like a lot of the famous astronomers, they were also astrologers too. And astrology is just taking giving meaning to these planets and heavenly bodies, and seeing how they relate to you. Because anyway, if you're an astrologer, you should know astronomy because you're tracking the transits of these planets.
Yes.
So it goes hand in hand.
Astronomy versus astrology.
Astronomy is the study of planets, of space and whatnot. The planets and how they move and what they're made of.
Zodiac signs.
And astrology is taking like symbolic meaning and relating it to those planets and how they relate to human beings.
Okay, so it pretty much all like ties in together. Right.
Right, because what does Moby say? We're all made of stars.
Yes.
That song, right?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Song.
Even when you go into like philosophy, everything pretty much like connects back. Even with math, like the geometria or whatever, I think all of that is significant.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's how we found Jack Talcott through astronomy.
Jack Talcott was geeking when when we were talking about his chart. He was loving it. He's a Leo, Scorpio rising.
Oh yes, and so is your son, right?
Yeah. Well, my son is a Scorpio. Well, he's Scorpio rising like him. Yeah, you're right.
But exactly. I don't really get the whole. I didn't understand the whole rising thing. I'm gonna have to look back and rewatch this though. So.
The rising is just think about it is how you look to other people, even though you're a Taurus.
Yeah.
Like just think about like you may not look like a Taurus when we first meet you. Like whatever your rising sign is, like you're kind of like the clothes you wear over your soul. I guess you could say maybe that. Like your way of doing. Right, or your way of doing Taurus is through whatever your rising sign is,
Like literally,
I always say,
I'm a very comfortable person. I'm all comfortable. I've never wore high heels. I'm very like, I don't. Is that what you mean by the rising sign?
Okay, let me try to explain it another way.
No,
okay, so the sun.
I don't want to.
No. We're just talking. No, but like the
conversation.
Sun. Yeah. The sun is your outward, that's your shine, right? That's what you present to everybody else. That's what they see of you, right? And so that's the sun. And then the moon sign is your inner, like your mindfulness, like your soul, your spirit, what nobody really sees of you, but that's who you are. And it does reflect off of the sun. So it comes out every once in a while more than other times, but that's who you really are on the inside, of course, is self. So the moon sign is your inner and the sun is your outer, like where you shine the brightest and what everybody else sees of you.
Yeah, your essence, right? Yeah, I even say that your moon sign can even be like your inner dialogue, your language machine, that how you kind of talk to yourself, your innermost feelings that most people won't. Unless you can express them well, most people don't know about your inner world. So.
I mean, I'm pretty.
It's hard to look at yourself.
Think of something. I pretty much just say it. That's why I need to kind of work on that, and like not react so abruptly. But as far as like the mirroring thing that you said, Snow, like does that have anything to do with this stuff?
Mirroring is a reflection of yourself. Like it could, but it I think that would cross energies as far as like who you're dealing with, and the people you attract, and then also how you mirror them and how they mirror you. It could be positive or a negative situation, but there's a lot of mirroring going on. I've been hearing that word so much lately.
This is what the rising sign is. It's the mirror. It's how you look to people. Which when you look, so if I see you as a certain way, right, and then I treat you accordingly to what I see from you. Like if you're wearing a cop outfit, I'm gonna like look at you as a cop, even though let's say maybe you're not a cop. You're like you're an auto mechanic, but you're wearing a cop outfit. I'm going to treat you like a cop, right? And if enough people see you wearing that cop outfit, they ain't going to ask you to help them repair their air conditioning unit or their brakes. They're going to treat you like you were a cop. So after a while, if enough people are treating you like a cop, even though you're wearing that outfit and you're not a cop, you might see yourself as a cop, even though you're an auto mechanic. You know, that's how I look at the rising sign.
Great. That's a great way to put. That's totally makes sense, because right away you think either you look at a cop, however your experiences, your past experiences have been with them. It's like, all right, either it's fear, it's automatic, hatred, or it's like, oh, they protect and serve, which is all bullshit. But like, either way, that costume that they put on is definitely a representation of what you are, or don't judge me. I love her name, but it's like truly, the what the sign.
We always judge.
It's totally true.
Yeah,
that's a great.
And think about it. It's trying to make it easy. These things easy as possible for myself. Here's the thing too. Like the older you get, I don't think your rising sign plays as much of a starring factor or starring role in your life, because I mean, we use our persona or our rising sign as a protection sometimes too. But as you get older, you get stronger. You start knowing your true self, your sun, which is like your sun sign. You start getting comfortable expressing that, so much so that you may not even use that persona much, and you're more into like your sun sign, because I think it's wrong that maybe that people are obsessing over the sun sign all the time, because it's like it's good to know,
right? Like
it's good.
It could be a waste of. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just like Shadow and Light has taught me so much. Like she doesn't waste her energy on things. She puts up healthy boundaries, and talks. I talk to her. She talks to me about situations and the experiences. But is that kind of what maybe you're getting at? Like the older you get, the more you're just like, oh well, I know how this person is. I'm gonna just be aware.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, you're more comfortable, and you don't. I don't know. I guess you don't waste as much time trying to present yourself a certain way, or you may take the person you're talking to, what they're sharing, into account and how they're reading you, but you certainly maybe don't put as much stock as you once did as a child or as a younger person. So you have more space to concentrate, who you really are and who you're trying to express. The sun's all about expressing itself, like Miss Snow was saying about your sun is your light, and your light is your art, how you express yourself. Our life is art, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Like I can be anything I want to be at any given time.
And there's
I could go out right now and tell people I am a vegan that is a witch, and I am a millionaire, and I will take such great care of you, and I will do this and I will do that, and do you want to drink, and get them all excited about some mission I want to put them on, right? But that's so fake, and that fakeness can't last forever. It's very momentarily. Like these people that act like they're like online, I guess on panels and stuff. Their ego is shining so bright. That persona can only last and go for like so long before everybody gets it. It doesn't go very far. It doesn't go as long as they think it does in their head. Anyway,
well, that's why they feel like they have to
let them be.
That's why they feel like they have to assert it. So maybe that's great. Don't apologize, Paul. I said sorry when he was trying to talk to me the other day.
I remember.
I said sorry. He's all, don't be sorry. He's like that's not a way. He's like, that's not a way to go through life. I'm like, oh, you're right. Thanks for that.
You said that.
No, I did. I said thanks for that. You're right. Yeah. And then I said it again later on, just by habit.
Oh,
and I said, I'm sorry. I mean, excuse me. But I get it. I get what he's saying, but the way he said it was like, damn, bro. Like, calm down.
I feel like if I keep saying sorry,
not sorry.
Yeah.
I love it. it.
I feel like if I keep saying sorry on panel with you, I will learn when to like be quiet and let you talk. You know what I mean? Like I gotta figure that out with y'all because it's an exciting topic.
No, it's very exciting. And I see that, and like as a host, it's a weird thing. As a host, I'm learning too that sometimes I gotta be assertive because I'm trying to grow the channel too. So sometimes I gotta tell I gotta tell people in their own way, like, come on, calm down a little bit. I know you're excited, but let me cook.
And I
Not
need
you guys per
Uh-huh.
se.
no, I
Let me
need
cook a
that.
little
Please,
bit. Yeah,
please do
like
that to me because I
so I
need
can
to.
set you.
I need to be
It's
told.
like right
"Shut the
now.
fuck up." Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Let me mute myself until
Sherelle got that shit.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
No, you're good. You're good, Kay. You're good. We love you.
I
You're
need
fine.
that. Though.
But
I like criticism. I like when people are blunt with me, not in like a piece of shit way. Like
No, you do. Yeah,
But he
I
just
think I
said
do
my
too.
name and
yeah,
it triggers him
Let's
and
see.
freaks me the fuck out when I ask a question. It's really
yeah,
like just crazy to me. But and everything else, like this is all kind of making sense. I'm glad you guys are like I never knew about like the rising sun. It totally brings awareness to kind of what's going on like now.
So
And it probably
exciting.
always has been. So
yeah.
I can't wait to rewatch like what I've missed for an hour and 43 minutes. Jay.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Nah, Jay's
Jay.
good. I mean, we don't blame here. This is the NPC the game.
No, I
We
blame.
don't blame. Blaming's for little kids and I don't know, just little kids. I'll give them that.
I gotta
Yeah,
blame Jay though.
yeah, bro.
This is really
I
an
had
inside
I had to
joke.
change that because the way I heard that statement, blaming's for little kids. They used to add and women, but come on, bro. I can't go there. I can't go
You
there. Come
just
on.
did. It's cool though. I like it.
No, man.
It is what it is. I mean, I don't blame it. It was totally an inside joke, but like, I mean, if you gotta hold yourself accountable when it's done, you know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it when
Look,
we're just like brutally honest in a kind way.
right.
Sweet.
You learned. We learned.
Absolutely.
Don't judge me with the comment. Stop saying the word
Don't
sorry
judge
that she said.
me.
Don't judge me. I dropped the word sorry
Hey.
when I turned 40. Wow.
She is the worst.
So you dropped it last year, huh?
You're not
Okay.
fucking sorry, DJ. You fucking
Okay, so can we do a quick interlude, NPC? Weren't we about to get to Gemini when we were going through all the astrological signs? Do you want to still
You
do
mean
that so we can
your
finish it?
PDF? On the
No, because
PDF?
you did the you're going through all of the signs. I heard you about Cancer, by the way.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
yes.
wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you didn't miss all of it, Kay. We're still,
No, I'm glad we were on
into
Gemini.
it.
That's my sister.
Yeah, this was like fire. Let me get trying to think about Cancer.
Super cool.
Yeah, in the meantime,
No, where did
what you said? Let's say this though. Like, I want to ask you. You said you were 8 years old. That's young to get into astrology. That's kind of dope. You just have books lying around the house
Oh my
from your
gosh,
mom
I
and
was
stuff.
born. Yes. I was born like wanting to know more. I was like,
Okay.
I wanted books. And then I started getting into those tarot cards.
Okay.
That was not a good idea. But the medicine cards were pretty cool. The Indian medicine cards. My mom liked. We did
Yeah.
those when I was 8, 9, 10. I was able to read them at 10.
And
But I
Snow,
stopped messing around with those like
what's
around
fascinating
15.
is she seriously has like telepathy. Like she calls
Oh
my
yeah.
name. Like, right when I got on here, she said, "What do
Sorry.
you say?" Yesterday, I
You
said
did sorry.
something, and I mean, it was she's so in sync with me. It's insane. And when
Yeah.
she
You
was writing
guys.
her notes before, like you can tell, she's totally like in tune with what like all of this is premonitions, predictions. I mean, I
Well,
don't want to go into her story life
thank you.
stuff that she's done, but it's true. She's on point with this, man, and I've learned a lot.
Okay, let me say something real quick. You know what's so wild about what you just said? And I'm not tooting my own horn right now, okay? But there was two things that happened to me recently. And when I get that feeling, because when you get older, you start to realize what these feelings are, but you're really confused when you are younger and you're like, what is that? I know it's something, and it's like almost frustrating because you don't know how to deal with that emotion or compartmentalize it. So, now I know what it feels like and where it comes from. And when I feel that, it is pretty much dead on. Like with what's going on with my sister and her daughter, and what I said to do, and what I said, if you don't do it, this is what's going to happen. I feel so bad she didn't do it. And now she is in like a huge battle with the state because her son almost got kidnapped by her daughter. And now the daughter's got kidnapping charges. This is my niece. It's all over like the news. It's a big deal. And now my niece is trying to take custody of my nephew. And I mean, she's vicious, this little one,
That's
this
pretty
little
much what
cancer
happened to
child.
Grandpa. I mean,
Oh, she's a cancer, huh?
But oh, she
Oh,
is. I have 11 nieces, and like 9 of them are cancers.
wow.
Yeah, a lot of feelings in that house.
Those
But the
cancers,
other
I
thing is
mean,
about flow state. I'm not gonna say what it is, you guys, but I told him like 3 months ago something, and I felt weird even telling him.
Yeah,
And
mhm.
I said it's gonna happen mid November. You got to be really careful. Or like here we are, mid October, and it's happening. Like it's the beginning of it. I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, be careful, please
Now I
be
want to
careful.
know. I need to
it's
know.
all
Is it going to be so
Well,
evident that everyone's going to know what you're talking about pretty soon by
I
November?
actually, I think that it's best if we don't say anything and let's like see how it plays out or what happens, because I think
Okay.
it's too personal. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he a Cancer?
Anyway,
In terms of
he's
a zodiac
Sag.
sign? Okay, that makes sense. With we were talking about the adolescent vibe of the Cancer. I mean, of the Sagittarius, they have that vibe. Like they keep it like light a lot of times, even though they can go deep, talk about deep subjects.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah. But the little Cancer nieces and nephews, man, that definitely has that. That they, especially the one you're mentioning, nurturing is probably big for her. She wants to take care of her, what she believes is the best, because they're very sensitive and they're deeply emotional. They're like a lake that goes deep
I would
down,
hate
even though.
to be around that.
Yeah, I know. You would hate that, huh?
Gosh, I would. It would be too much for me to handle, like all those emotions and trying to help them feel it out. Like, no, thank you. That's a lot to deal with. Like how she's been since she was a kid, and how she has always put her mom in place. She's always checked her mother, checked her sister. She's always made sure like the family's okay. She bought cameras to watch my sister at the house. Like
one of the twins.
No, this is my
protective
niece.
energy. Now this girl, this
Yeah.
niece of yours, I wonder if she has the Capricorn in her chart, because if you look at Cancer, their opposite sign is Capricorn, and I know a lot of Capricorns who are very successful, and the reason they're successful is because when they were younger, they may want to be a kid, but for whatever reason, they felt the people around them were kind of immature, so they had to take on this role as like like I'm the parent, or I'm the leader, and they took the authoritarian, and so they took up this role, and in doing so, I mean, they learn how to do it yourself, like take care of stuff that normally a child would not know until they're adults, and then in the meantime, they become successful and gain skills and end up going out in the world and getting good jobs and making money. However, their childhood, we can say, was kind of lost,
right?
Because they wanted to be so serious and stuff. That's why a lot of Capricorns, when they get older, they kind of get younger as they get older if they're balanced, because they figure, now I have the status and success, which is Capricorn. Now
if they're successful,
now I can be a child. Yeah, now I can be a child if they're successful. They have kind of have a safety zone, a little pad where they can let that childlike stuff out. But some of them never hit the child part because they're so icy. They put this ice wall around them that it's hard to get to their heart. It's like a Grinch.
Yeah. Like ego, or like it's an outer exterior thing where they have a lot of pride. Maybe, I think that's what I think. But they're the most hardworking people I've ever seen. Like they're the most hardworking people. Definitely, I think Capricorns are. My mom was a Capricorn, but she was always right.
Yeah.
She was never wrong, and that was her biggest default. And that's why my sister is not doing very well with her little court case, because my mom knows best. But I've never seen her win a court trial, so I don't know. I'm like, Mom, you might just want to just listen to me with your heart a little bit more and let go of that, because this is a family thing. I've tried to talk. I don't do that. I never said I would do that. I'm like, Mom, I never said that you said that. I never said that you wanted to do that. I just please talk to me.
Hey, Sherelle, this is a theme I'm seeing in our little neck of the woods here, like our metaverse, all of it, not just a Poundverse, because yesterday the big thing was on Flo's channel about Michelle and what's her name, Rotten Tomato, excuse me, not Rotten, Raging Tomato, having a falling out, having a falling out, right? Me and Shadow remember when they became friends a couple years ago. and now they're like fighting, and that's like kind of like, but what you're describing is Sherelle is like real family shit. That's some real nitty gritty, grimy, heartfelt, weird. You know what I mean? Internal conflict. That's crazy.
See, but like that's kind of where I feel like, because I've had to go, I've had to go through so much that's where I go into fighting mode, and I don't play. I just don't play, and I go straight forward. Like, I am going to fix this problem. I have to get this out of my life. Like, I don't want any drama. Right. Where these ones are just stirring up drama and making up, more things to not like about each other, or bigger problems by saying what they're going to do next.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to give up what the left hand is doing to the right hand, or never tell the left hand what the other hand is doing.
Especially when especially when you're in the middle of something, right?
Right. Yeah. Oh, anyway. So it's all good,
somebody said with the Godheart Guardian, here was the comment, who's the Illuminati CIA deadhead avatar?
Yep.
That's Special K, Special Ketamine right there.
It's a serial.
Our beloved loved one.
I want to. If anyone can get that stuff, let me know.
Sherelle, what do we do about the supermoon? When's that coming up?
Tomorrow. It's energy's tomorrow. Already hitting us
right now.
Yeah, it is. You're right. Damn. It's in Aries too. Woo.
So
there could be a lot of conflict.
Aries, it's like a selfish. Oh yeah, it's going to be selfish conflict. It's like they're not going to want to share information. They're not going to. It's like a selfish energy, and so you kind of want to be mindful of other people. That's what I hear. It's not like that is truth or that is facts, but that's the energy around Aries moon. Yeah, super moon, the biggest moon of 2024. Something's going down for sure.
Damn, an Aries too. So a lot of things I like about the moon, and the moon, whatever sign it is, if it's a full moon, those people who have either like a sun sign or a rising sign, and that particular sign is going to be a full moon, they tend to shine because they're used to this energy, right? They look good usually if they're balanced when that full moon is happening. So, man, like. That's intense. My wife's a triple Aries. So
oh wow.
Yeah, that's why she's looking so good. Yeah, she is, but we're so lucky that she got that restrictor plate, having the Venus moon and the Venus and Taurus to kind of soften that a little bit, that fire out. Yeah.
But you know what? That's like they're opposite of each other too. So I wonder how that would work out. Having that Aries energy with the Libra energy up front.
Probably kind of conflicted, but luckily she's lucky that her rising sign and her sun sign are the same. So what you see is kind of like what you get for the most part.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? Like when you're rising. Do you have that? No, yours is a Taurus.
So
yours is Taurus.
Yeah.
Huh?
420.
But let me show you something.
Are you talking about snow?
Yeah, I talk about snow. Yeah.
So yours is Taurus snow?
Okay, I'm going to show you what this
sign,
shows me. Hold on, how do I flip my camera again?
I can't see your face.
On the top, maybe there's a button.
Hey. Comment, record, stream settings, right?
Gorgeous.
Hey, you.
You.
Hello.
Look at you.
Hi.
Looking lovely.
I forget, what were you talking about?
She's gone.
Oh, she dropped. Always does that.
Yeah, she could come back.
She'll be back. I do it all the time too. I don't know what I press, but I always end up pressing something and drop it.
I can't put you, Sherelle. You need to connect some. It says device not connected. So I'm trying to, so I can put you back on. You have to be connected.
That's what it says. Like for the comments, I have to connect to comment. Connect your YouTube account to join the live. I don't get that. I'm not gonna hit it because I think it's gonna drop me.
Yeah.
So what else is new, man?
What else is new? Oh, he's good.
Good. Is everything all good with you out there with the weather?
The weather? Yeah, I mean, we had our super typhoon like a couple weeks ago.
I know, man.
It's getting to be my favorite time of the year though, the fall, where it's not like oppressive heat and humidity. It's getting to be more
So you guys
more
have like
calm,
a Four Seasons there as well, or
lightweight Four Seasons,
okay,
lightweight Four
okay.
Season. Yeah, like our winter is like perfect because it's like it's doable because you got to remember most of the year it's like 60 to 90% humidity here.
Oh wow, so
Yeah,
that's
which is
like
like pretty
it's like
hot. Yeah,
Vegas, like dry heat. No,
right.
it's like putting the
No, not dry. No, 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 no. It's humid.
oh,
It's
it's
humid.
humid. You're right. So it's like Florida,
Yeah, yeah, exactly like that,
right?
but
Right.
even probably more so. Yeah.
Humid. Okay.
Sherelle, like I think you gotta come back on or something. Let me kick you out.
She might
No
be
disrespect, so
using
you can
like
come
her
back
new
in.
iPad. If you're using your new
Kick you.
iPad, you got to use Safari and not Chrome.
Yeah.
No, if that's
Okay.
what the deal is.
Right. No, but yeah, Ben's good. We had some, I guess, on a personal thing. He's taking his basketball class at school.
Uh
He's
huh.
only in first grade. I guess some older kid was giving him shit or something, and he was like, my wife said when she picked him up, he was kind of like angry and pretty angry about it because yeah, he can be
Really though.
he can be sensitive in terms of like when he feels annoyed, he'll let the person know and shit.
Okay, I was gonna
He
ask
won't
how
just take it.
like how did you talk to him about like that stuff? Because my nieces and nephews went through a situation where my nephew was getting bullied for not getting the vax in school, and he
Uh-huh.
like coughed with his like face mask on, and they were like, "You didn't get the medicine. You need to get away from me." And he's like, I'm not getting that. Like my brother with all of his three kids have been very. Oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't say that stuff on your channel. I don't know, but the
We
Novitz,
know what you're talking about. It's all good. Yeah. So
yeah,
they bullied him because he took the Conan 19 vax. Okay.
he
All
didn't.
right. Yeah.
He
Oh, he
didn't.
did not. He did not. Well,
No, my brother is not on that. No, no, no. And
I guess. Well, that's good. We're not either.
right,
But if that came up, I guess in kind of related to a thing with my son, people being bullying, like trying to bully. It's just all you gotta do is try to stay away from them and know your worth,
right,
right?
right.
And like don't go to their level, but I mean, if you need to defend yourself, if it gets to there, you
That's
know.
it. Like never throw the first punch if it has to come to
Yeah.
that. But they were like, it was like after school stuff. Like he walked right to the principal's office and was like, call my mom and tell her to come get me.
Mhm.
My nephew did. Because they were all like ganging up on him after school, saying we're gonna meet you in the park, and I was like, all right, like I wanted to go to school and just like slap, but
Mhm.
like the protective.
Nah,
Come on,
when she told me that happened,
yeah,
even though for all I know too, it could have been the kid was joking around when he was telling them because supposedly he said the kid was telling like don't pass to him, don't pass.
oh,
He
okay,
could have been joking, being sarcastic, whatever, or being mean. So I don't know what really happened, but the father in me like wants to go up there and be like just to show him like this is my son. Don't mess with
yeah,
them.
one of those, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, right,
But I
right.
get it. But I get it too. And the parents, you hear the people go like, if there was a fight and I didn't fight, my mom or my dad would have beat my ass or whatever.
I
And
know,
like, I necessarily wouldn't beat their ass, but I'll put my son in a position to succeed because that's why he takes judo. He's taken taekwondo. He does boxing, so he knows how to.
oh,
Even though
that's
he's in first grade, he knows how to. Hopefully he'll know how to handle himself. But I think that's important too to have confidence. So when these
it's
bullies
all about the
do try to come at you, you just like fucking and ignore them basically.
absolutely. That's what, and
Yeah,
seriously, it really is all about the confidence and like
yeah.
wording and either like my mom always said, kill them with kindness. And I
My
noticed
my mom too.
on this internet, it's crazy when you are kind to people, it triggers some really bad. Like it's crazy how you'll just be kind and won't react to their, screaming and yelling, and
Right.
it's insane. Like I don't and that's why I'm trying to work on just like not reacting, breathing and just like no, I'm not going to say nothing, just wait it out and until
Yeah, that's the best thing is to be patient. Be
yeah,
patient.
yeah,
Yeah. Sure.
yeah,
Wait. Sherelle says. What is
absolutely,
she
brother.
saying here? This some logistics. It says, is that my browser or stream? I think it's your browser because I'm looking at. I don't think I have anything to do with blocking the settings or something like that. Maybe it's the browser you're using.
That's what
You
I'm
might have
telling
to.
her.
You might have to
Use it.
activate it.
Copy the link from Chrome and put it into Safari, and then go through Safari because I've had the same issue.
Yeah, that might be the best. Yeah, you have to allow you to get on there.
And
You need to come back.
think she's using her iPad, if I'm correct, because that's the issue with iPads or Macs. You don't like. I download Chrome.
She figured it out. Good.
I like Chrome, and then but it doesn't let me go up and to connect with you. That's why it takes me so long. I gotta copy the link, go into Safari, and then hi Cyanide.
Cyanide, what's up? We was talking to him. He was asking me. He's like, I haven't seen you. I didn't know what happened with 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 the homeboy. So I was telling him whatever. I said, go watch the stream. What is it? Our psychedelic revelations was Cryo. If you want to figure out what happened, he was asking me on that shit.
Yeah, that's
because I put the cap on that. I ain't talking about that stuff anymore. No disrespect, Cyanide.
Same here, man. I took this person. I was like, what hit piece, bro? Like,
Yeah. Anyway, word on the street is that shit got canceled.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think Snap, Snafu Snaps might be next. Speaking of Snap, I mean, I'm just speculating. I don't know, but his they're now a team, so
yeah.
See how that goes down.
The Dirty Girls, yeah. So what's up? Don't Judge Me. Good to see you, man. Well, man, I miss talking to Don't Judge Me.
I know. I miss her.
You're always welcome to come up. I mean,
I miss her so much, but I could not take the the violence, the virtual violence. I couldn't. It was just much to listen to it. It's ridiculous. But no, I do miss Don't Judge Me. I was thinking about her, and I have her number, I think. But like, where are you gonna go now, DJM? Like, are you gonna come here? Do you go to Jack's? Like, I want to know because I love her. We do laundry together virtually and stuff. We do Tide Pods. It's like our inside joke and stuff.
Tide Pods, Tide Pods, like that. Oh, internet meme.
Do you remember that?
That's deadly. That's poison.
It's totally a joke, but like
that's poison.
And then I'm like, yeah, dude, let me get like 3 more. It's funny because they were doing that on TikTok, and I was like, what the heck? What is? They were eating. I know.
Did you know?
Did you know about that? That on TikTok they were eating them?
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. For
like
pretty
a
graphic.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It reminds me of that song "Poison" by BBD. Poison, remember that song?
Oh yeah, poison.
Yeah,
poison.
That's what it is, right?
They was just singing it. Poison.
Yeah.
No Bam or
That
weed.
girl is poison. I gotta play that.
In living color.
There she is.
Was it
That
She's
girl
back.
is poison.
Yeah, I got it. Watch.
即享免费升级拳击宝。
Poison.
Poison.
And
You want to get
now
that
it's
part?
coming back to me.
She's a winner to you, but I know she's a loser. How did you know me and a crew?
Hold on.
Shake big and take
I gotta find that part.
yo slut.
It's all good.
Here we go. Driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Missa, Tissa, lover.
Come on, Kay.
Never trust a big button to smile.
I don't even know how long it's been since I've heard that song. Like over 10 years.
Poison.
Poison.
10 years, really?
Years, probably skating rinks, Chase, roller rink.
At the roller ring.
Yeah.
I hear these songs a lot because my son plays Fortnite and they they put all these old songs in it. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Here we go.
And the whole
There we go. Yo, what? The reason I was thinking about that song today is because I'm gonna probably do a Conan 19 Vax show or some health like show, and I was gonna play that Poison. Get it? Poison. All the pharmaceuticals and stuff. Poison. Yeah. Poison.
That would be the perfect backdrop song.
Exactly. So what about the Leos? We're talking about the Leos. We're on Leo's neck right now.
Okay.
You know, the Leos are very confident and expressive. Jock Talcott, Zephyr, they're Leos.
You know, I did his chart too, but I never read it to him. I don't think he even read it.
He didn't read it. Yeah. I was telling him he was geeking when he came over here, and I was telling him about like Scorpio rising because he's Scorpio rising, right? And Leo, yeah. Because if he wanted to, he could tear all those people's heads off. I mean, metaphorically.
I know.
Online, they don't even know what they're dealing with.
I mean, when them facial expressions come in, and the neck toxin, and you know, I mean,
you know what my favorite new thing is Jack Talcott is doing is when he gets upset, like he's actually checking people. Like he'll be like, you know. You have really disrespected me lately, and I know what you have been doing. I am so proud of him when he does that. And then all of a sudden he'll say, you have been nothing but a fucking jackass. Click. And I'm like, oh, he did it.
Yeah.
He used to not do that ever.
He starts over every day. He doesn't put up boundaries. He says he will, and then all of a sudden it's like a new day.
No.
I mean it's weird because he does handle them. Like he puts them in check, but it's like the same loop.
That's what I just
bringing
said,
them up. Well, that's what you said. My bad. But
wait. Let's try to take breaths when we speak, so we can all hear, especially the audience.
Exactly. Yeah. Now this is too long of a breath.
What about me?
As far as what?
Never mind. You guys didn't get it.
What about me?
Oh, Jack. Let's get back to Jack.
Oh yeah. I love his I love the hand banana drama. Ridiculous. Just the name and all that shit. Because isn't that like some pedio stuff?
I didn't know. I knew
that name.
Yeah.
I think
that's the first thing Jay said.
It's got something to do with SpongeBob. I looked it up.
Okay. Hand banana. You said young man. I think Jack hit him with the young man. So
the weird thing is, he was on an app looking for that stuff, and Jack went on the app to check it out to talk to people.
What?
Help them about their issues of
hand banana.
What they're doing on that app. It's like I don't know, man.
It's sent by Snap too,
I'm thinking that too, bro. But I mean, I think he knows that. I don't know.
Bro, I love that. That's so cool. Hey, shout out to Leopard Print. She's a Leo. That makes sense. Leopard. Right?
Oh yeah.
Leopard Print. Yeah. I can get that vibe from her.
Love
She's
my
pretty
Leos.
confident. Yeah. She has a big heart, you know.
I like Leopard Print.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty. Yeah, she's a good addition to the Discord. Definitely, the Leos are generous when they're in their right, space, when they have room to do it. Very generous.
Mm-hmm.
They're the sun. They're the sun, man. The sun is so generous. It just gives us light.
Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, so like the sun is like the ruler of all the planets inside of our galaxy, right? So that is the ruler of the galaxy. And then we have the lion, which is the planet is the sun. Lion is king of the jungle with a big heart. And then we have Jesus spiritually, and he is the king. And, this is his domain. Yeah, the king of kings. And, this is his playing ground, and he is the light. So,
you see, a Rastafarianism, that might be like a Leo, very Leo inspired religion with with the tribe of Judah. They worship like Jesus. The whole, lion is one of their symbols.
Oh, yeah, one of their local
symbol. Yeah, so and all that. She's Cyanide. Cyanide said, "I'm a Leo Sun, Aquarius Moon, Shadowback Aquarius Moon, Mercury Venus." So you think like the artist lover Venus and Mars, all in Virgo, rising Libra. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
Who was that?
Interesting. Cyanide. This one on the screen right there. Yeah. Leo, Sun, Aquarius, Moon. So that's the polarization right there. Leo, Aquarius polarization. Internal, external. That's Mercury, Venus. We have a lot of Venus energy here because K's the Taurus. Sherelle and I are the Taurus rising, which makes our planet Venus. Whatever your they say whatever your rising sign is, that's the theme of your chart. The planet. So it would be Venus.
Venus is a planet still. So what about Pluto? What if your planet was Pluto? Then what?
And it's still Pluto.
Pluto isn't
never changed for me.
A planet anymore.
Well, that's what the quote unquote some scientists said, but didn't change astrology. You know.
What is Venus?
Yeah.
As a planet then? I'm sorry. I
What does it represent?
Yes.
Love, beauty, creativity,
balance, judgment,
balance,
like they're the scales. They weigh out the odds, the ends.
Wild, everything. So each planet, what does Mercury represent for cyanide? Like, what's that represent?
Organization.
Mercury's communication.
Okay.
Communication.
How you think. How you reason. So if you're, what does he say? What do they say? They say they're Venus. So, for example, the way they reason about things that are on their problems might be in a Venus way.
So Leo, so Aquarius Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in Virgo, and Libra rising. Mm-hmm. So the Moon is inside or outside.
Moon is your emotions and inner self.
That's just a description. Right. Yeah, that's a description of what it could be. Like it's an easy way to interpret it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to read and just
check this out.
Yeah.
Okay. The moon could be seen as like it's like the part of you that comes out when you're relaxed or vulnerable.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You let your guard down. Yeah. But that's why I said Sherelle aesthetics. You can see by the way you present yourself. That's big, and that you're good at it. And then looking at your channel, like all that cool stuff you had with art, like in interviewing people and on camera and modeling. That's definitely Venus energy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, art.
Yeah. Total Libra all the way.
Beautiful person, dude, and like people take her like beauty and like just get so jealous, and it's so crazy to see on here because I know how you can be, and it's so
jealous.
Hateful. And she's like, I don't know.
Oh, girls hate my guts. Not on mine, but yes.
But you want
and
harmony,
even my
right?
ex-boyfriends would say, like, Cheryl, it's true. The girls just don't like you. It's in my chart. It's in my natal chart too. Unfortunately,
I've witnessed it, so I understand, and it's just kind of.
But anyway, I don't want to talk about myself. I get.
She didn't want to talk about herself.
I didn't mean to bring that up
like that.
She's blushing.
I'm just saying,
my mom didn't give me a lot of compliments when I was a kid. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I found something.
She did it.
It's a compliment, bitch.
Heck no.
As a Capricorn, I can say that. Yeah.
She was mean. My mother was mean. So this is the chart. I don't know how. Let me turn on the light a little bit.
It's weird that everyone has like a different, like an Aquarius moon. So that an Aquarius moon, that's their sign, that they react to that sign as an Aquarius, but they're a Leo.
Just looking.
So I mean,
I gotta like look deeper into it. I don't. It's so crazy. There's a lot.
It's like it's just like so many things, just like your body. There's so much. Your cells are working a certain way. Your blood's flowing. They're all doing something at the same time. Same thing with your chart and your personality. There's
Like,
all these
literally.
cogs going on.
I'm gonna do your
at the
chart for
same
you,
time.
okay? And we'll go over it. Yeah, like we got to go over your chart over the phone, maybe, so that way you can get a better
Sure, yeah.
idea of it. You would love it. So, like this right here, this would be my rising, right? My rising and my sun.
Okay.
So that would be in Taurus. Right directly across is Pluto.
Is your sun sign?
Can you even see it? There we go. Pluto. So this is right here, all Libra.
Right.
All that, all those planets. So I got the moon, the sun. That is, which one is that one? I'm looking at it right now. I should know this. I think it's Mercury. Let's see. Right here. This would be, yeah, that's Pluto and Mercury, I believe. This one right here. That's Venus, duh. Okay. Yeah, so 29th degree Venus. So I have Venus in Libra, right directly across, like from Taurus. That's on the equinox, because my birthday's September 24th, the equinox. And it's just like a bunch of Libra. I mean, Venus energy, because Taurus and Libra are directly across from each other on the equinox. And Venus rules, let's pretend this is Venus.
I like
right
the visuals. I'm such a visual person.
Venus rules both of them like that. So now look at this. I want to show you guys something else really cool, okay?
Awesome. Okay. Cool.
So
that's Taurus.
Okay, so all right. So now if we look at this astrological sign, right? This this sign, like the symbol and this symbol.
That's Taurus.
They have
that's
Taurus.
Yeah.
And that's Libra, right? Okay.
Oh, is that Libra? Yeah, okay. You're right.
Yeah. So then we go over here. Let me show you. So right here, we go right here. And now we got Alpha. Alpha and the Omega, and the symbology to that is the same as Libra and Taurus. This is the Greek Alpha 600 BC. Well, this is from 3000 BC to like the different ones. Yeah, this is Egypt. This is Greek, Roman, and how the letters changed. But you can see it looks like a bowl back in 18 COD. And this is one of my favorite topics. I'm sure it is NPC for you too, is the seven sisters or the seven candles in Orion's belt. That one's a fun topic astrologically, and yeah.
The seven sisters, seven like seventh heaven. Seven layers of heaven, yeah.
When I see your happy faces smiling down on me.
So
seven. Do you guys remember that show?
That was good. I remember the show. Yes, I do. Yeah, you serenaded us, dude. I didn't know that about the Alpha and the Omega. That's we said that's Taurus and Leo, the signs, right? Taurus
and Libra.
Libra,
so they're right directly across from each other. And if you, this is what's interesting too. Like I say about Venus, how they are like she illuminates herself, and she always does everything opposite of everything else. So right here you can see that as well with the Alpha and the Omega, which also Venus is the morning star, and what's the other star, you guys? The night bearer, the light bearer, which is Lucifer. Okay, and then so Venus. So we got right here, we got Taurus at the 3 o'clock hour or the 9 o'clock hour, depends if you're in Jerusalem or not. So when it's 12 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, right? That's how you could tell the hours and the differences. And that hours and the differences get right back into biblical meaning too, because of the. Oh yeah, gosh, what's wrong with my camera? Sorry, guys.
Hi, I love the drawing of the sun and the moon and the earth.
So this is afternoon.
dope.
This is sunset. This is night, and this is morning. Okay, and then we have the numbers. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're opposite of each other.
Beautiful rating.
Directly opposite. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty awesome.
And
then we can go
breaking that down, Snow, for real.
Heck yeah.
Just call me Angel.
I'm trying
You start talking about the Morning Star. I think of that Juice Newton song. Just call me Angel of the Morning, baby. You know that song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. She's talking about Lucifer, man, or the Venus anyway. Juice Newton.
This
what
one
a
right
name.
here too. It's kind of crazy. 12 gates in Israel, like the 12, like in Lion Gate is one of them too. 12 DNA strands, 12 months, 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night, 12 disciples, 12 zodiac signs, 12 diminations, 12 dimination. Yeah, and I don't know why I wrote Yellowstone right there. Oh yeah, 12 rubies and stones for our birthday. 12
Hey, earlier,
I guess I would have to go in.
Yellowstone.
Or you thought Jesus was a Gemini, Snow?
No, I think he's a Libra or a Virgo.
Some people think of Virgo. I've heard Virgo. Or Pisces too.
I don't think he's a. Yeah, there's no. It has to be in spring,
Right,
or it has to be in fall. There's no way it happened on the solstice. I don't believe that.
You heard that story, like with the 1775 Bible about the.
Virgo energy is all our goddess singers like Taylor, like Beyonce, Shakira. They all have that Virgo virgin energy. Yeah.
Virgin energy. Yeah, I
Virgin. They might not necessarily be virgins, but they definitely have that type of resonance. Yeah. You know.
Totally.
I got a picture of that too that I really love.
Eternal. He's so sweet.
Eternal in the chat.
Let's see right here.
Snow has a whole.
Turn up, chat.
In Philadelphia.
No, I really got into this super. Turn it up.
Let's turn it up. Do you wanna turn up chat?
A turnip like the vegetable, Snow?
No, oh my god.
A vegetable.
You
know what, Kay?
Throwing bars.
Hey, just like a carrot, okay? Just like a carrot. You know, Kay reminds me of like my childhood friends, like Sandlot sisters over here, like somebody I grew up with in the neighborhood.
Elsa Bellini. Did you say Sandlot?
Okay, cool. I found this.
No,
yeah, I don't know why that came to my head.
The Sandlot, yeah, because they were like homies, right? That's like very nostalgic, very nostalgic.
Right.
Yeah.
The Babe. What do they say? El Bambino. What is it? The Great Bambino.
Oh yeah.
You read astrology charts like a girl.
The Babe? Who's Baby?
Oh, here it is.
Baby Ruth? Ruth?
I'm gonna play my NPC music.
Babe Ruth. What do you mean? Who is it?
Wait, I'll go this way.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. The more you know with the rainbow.
Is that a baby fetus right there on the picture?
Dear God, Snow.
So this is Virgo.
Is that a
See that?
7?
Virgo, right?
There's the maiden.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
That's
so
her.
There is Virgo, the Virgin, right here. Okay.
Okay.
And then we have Leo up here, which is 11 stars. Then we have Venus, Mars, Mercury, the Sun, and then we have the Moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into, let me see. I know I have it in here. Actually,
do you know why Saturn is known? Is anyone's planet Saturn?
Yeah, Capricorn.
If you're a Capricorn rising, then your planet would be Saturn.
What does that mean to you?
Structure, discipline.
Okay.
Delayed gratification, status.
Because I don't really know much about like the whole like meaning behind Saturn, but I've got to look into it more. You probably do.
The cube. It's
yeah.
The Saturn matrix.
It's like
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of
Think
funny
of a
because it's like half
grandfather.
human and
That's
half
Saturn.
goat.
Think of a stern grandfather.
That's
That could be seen as Capricorn.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, old school.
So this is the maiden, right? Virgo.
Yeah, I'm getting something ready to read. As soon as I
Go ahead,
found
girl.
it.
Unmute me.
No worries. Almost done. Don't wait on me, you guys.
Oh, I thought, okay.
Okay.
What are these people? What are these wonderful people in the chat say? Sinai. She was. They were born under a full moon. Wow. Full moon. When I think of a full moon, it means like everything that was trying to be hidden, it's exposed. Think about it on a full moon. It's like having a light spotlight at night, right?
You know what's crazy? Like Jay has since I've known him, he's always brought in like light bulbs, lamps, and hangs mirrors up all over, and like he's always been obsessed with the moon. And this is like naturally, he doesn't know why he does it. And then like since all of this stuff started coming like to light for me, I didn't know any of it, like the mirroring thing. And it's like, wow, like, does he like know about this stuff and is not telling me, or he just like naturally does it?
Naturally. If I want to know the easy way, if I want to know what something might symbolize, what I do is like, for example, if I keep seeing light bulbs or something, I'll look up on Google, for example, like, what does seeing many light bulbs mean when you dream, right? And then that's a good start of pushing you towards like what some of these things may symbolize here in the waking life.
That's interesting. Yeah,
that's
I don't know
one
why.
strategy I use.
I probably should. I just kind of thought like, wow, like what, he's just weird about like OCD stuff, like changing light bulbs out like all the time and switching them up, and very like, the frames have to be perfect.
Well, he's an Aquarius, right? Electricity.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Electricity, yeah. That's their thing.
Static, man.
Yeah. Thank you. Sinai 2020 said, the comment, rising is a sign, not a planet, right? Yeah. Your rising sign is it's like a zodiac sign, like Capricorn, Cancer. And the reason why I said, like, if you figure out your rising sign, like for example, mine is Taurus. So whatever your rising sign is, you take the planet of the rising sign, and then a lot of astrologers will tell you that that's the theme of your chart. The theme of your chart.
Okay.
So if my rising sign is Taurus, that means it's Venus is their planet. So Venus is the theme of my chart. So Sherelle is Taurus, same thing. So even if you were like Shift, he's a Libra rising. So his planet is also Venus for Libra. So the theme of his chart's Venus.
Thanks for asking that, Cyanide. Yeah, that definitely like cleared it up for me too, because moon rules over emotions.
Over emotions. Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Snow Leopard print with the comment. Oh, I feel that NPC. Nice interpretation. Oh, thank you, Miss.
Yeah, I love
my good friend and the bait. My good friend out there. I'll just say. Sun represents the mother. Yes. No, the moon represents the mother for sure.
I thought it was the
teacher,
father.
The moon?
The sun.
But the sun was.
That's what I made a little error for a second. Yeah, the sun is the father. The moon is the
Father,
mother.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. You ready, Snow Globe?
I'm getting there. Yeah.
Okay, hon.
My eyes are like bothering me. So hold on 1 second. I just wanted to show you guys this thing because it's kind of
Philadelphia. I don't know what that means, but it sounds funny. Besides.
What happened?
She said, "Don't judge me with the comments. Snow as a whole, it's always in sunny in Philadelphia."
All right, I love that show.
I have never even seen that show.
Yeah, me either. It was very popular, right?
Funny, yeah.
All right, let's see if I can
always attracted
let AI
to
read
Gemini. I don't know. Because they're very novel and they can expose you to a lot of interesting tidbits and stuff. They like to talk.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I like Geminis because I never get bored. But
right, that too.
Yeah, and they're so creative, and I can just pick their brains, and they get me all excited, and they teach me new things every single day. But just like make one, just settle down and like wipe you up, baby.
Yeah.
It's not.
Dude, yeah, my sister's so OCD. It's insane.
Yeah, especially for Scorpios, that can be like, okay, I love to have fun novels, but let's get deep here. Where in general, sometimes just the Gemini energy can be seen as kind of surface, which is good. But if you want to go deeper, sometimes you got to hit those other parts of your chart or whatnot.
That's a good point, because that's exactly like my sister will like do research, but it's like the vague stuff that's like the obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why they're good catalysts. Gemini, they'll present you with all this great raw information. Then it's up to you to do as you will with it.
The deep dive. I've got to do the
For
deep dive.
yeah.
Yeah, right. I totally can agree with that.
I value Gemini. The second house is what you value, Taurus. And what I value, and I have that in Gemini. This is why I love Gemini and like Gemini things.
Leopard
It's kind
print,
of cool.
I
I value it.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have about 15 minutes before I got to do my main mission. Get ready for that.
What are you doing?
This is gonna be, and this also too. This is gonna be. This is volume 1, but we're gonna have volume 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Hey,
I would love for you guys to.
I'm really sorry I was late though.
That's all good.
And
we were
holding
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
We got to Capricorn, right? Or what was the last astrological sign that you were
I
explaining?
think the last time was Virgo.
Was it Virgo? A Libra. I heard. Okay, so we'll start next time with Libra Okay.
Libra, yeah.
All right, so this is it. I'm going to see if AI will read it to us, so I don't have to read it out loud. I get kind of shy sometimes. All right, here we go. Hold on.
Do you want to just put it up? I can read it if you want. I can't hear that.
I should just read it. Huh?
Chirilla, it almost sounds like you talking. Now you do AI work.
I thought it was my voice. What the heck?
It's weird.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I've never used this before.
Have your voice.
Oh man.
Because Siri will only answer to your voice.
A fembot.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Speak louder, lady.
To yourself.
Everyone is taught.
Oh gosh, I'm messing that all up. All right, here we go.
It sounds good. Can you put it like way up to the mic?
Yeah.
Like close to the thing.
Okay. Oh, this is nice. I like this. This is my new phone. I'm messing around with it. Huh?
Stop talking over it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make her start over again. Do your job.
We're down to 7 minutes.
Okay, here we go.
Let's not forget that on September
Wait, before you go.
2017, the Bible, Rev 12 verses 1 and 2, which was written over 1900 years ago, has set a marker for us to understand what's coming very soon. Then another event to follow is Revelation 12 verse 5, showing the rapture, or Greek word, harpazo, the taking up of the body of Christ to God's throne. Anyone that have not accepted Yeshua, Jesus, yet, had better think about where they want to spend eternity at, the smoking area or the non-smoking area. God gives you free will to decide for yourself. Unlike these phony religions around the world that mandate...
Ooh, she's aware.
Phony religions. Yeah.
Ooh, she died on me.
No.
Okay, so where did she stop
Come
at?
on, for real?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, by the way, we got a request from the chorus. Don't judge me with the NPC needs to do a snow interview. Let's do it. Let's do that. Are you down at some time for an interview?
Wow, that would be
An
fascinating.
interview?
Or conversation?
Or whatever you would want
Yeah.
to hear.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel comfortable.
Oh, that's okay if you're not. It's all good.
I can do that with you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be that.
Unlike these phony religions around the world that mandate you to follow after their crap, or in some cases, they will kill you. To be saved, just ask Jesus to save you. That's it. Of course, you must believe that Yeshua was the Son of God, Yahweh.
It's coming.
God bless the USA and God bless Israel and Jerusalem, the capital of Israel. Romans 10 verse 9. 1 John 1 verse 9. Ephesians 2 verses 8 to 9. Again, God bless.
Those are all in here too, like all those the scriptures for that.
Yeah.
And then now here we go. Everyone is
Getting me
talking.
dizzy
Now
with this
we're
thing.
gonna get into the whole Revelations 12. Does anybody remember the Revelations 12 like sign that happened
No.
in the heavens?
No.
Everyone is
No,
talking
what
about
was it?
September
Got it.
23rd, and for good
All
reason.
right, so here we
But
go.
could the fulfillment of the Revelation 12 sign actually occur the next day on the 24th? I offer this only to examine the possibility
watch
that we
this.
could be off by a day. Here is the September 23rd alignment that we are all well acquainted with by now. The Greek is clear that the moon must be under the feet of the woman, and
Look at.
that's what we see if we consider the woman to be lying horizontally.
The moon
But could there
at
be
her
a more
feet.
perfect alignment? Check out how the alignment will appear on the morning of Sunday, September 24th. This is from the perspective of someone in Jerusalem facing directly due east.
Due east. Babe.
So this is the Revelations 12 sign that happened in the heavens, September 23rd here in the United States. In Jerusalem, it was September 24th, and you could see this astrological sign, or like this what should I say, Revelation 12, sign in the heavens above Jerusalem.
I see it.
And the lion above the virgin that was pregnant, that had the moon at her feet, she was literally pregnant with the moon for 9 months. She gave labor that day.
When
And the moon
was the
came
moon
to her
born?
feet. So the moon was right here, okay, in Virgo.
When was it born?
For 42 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lion above the head is the throne. It's the crown.
Mm-hmm.
It has the stars above her head. Now, if you read Revelations 12, it correlates perfectly with what happened in the heavens. So that's what I think Revelations is all about, because it's not, as scary as what we thought it was, what our grandparents thought it was. It's still, pretty terrifying. But
Can you take
a lot of the signs are.
Can you take a screenshot of that and send it to me, Snow?
Better yet, I'll send you like an original copy of it.
No, you don't have to do that, girl.
Okay. No, I'll send it to you for sure.
So, Sherelle, what you're sharing is what Revelations is about is the crowning of Jesus. You're saying?
No. The Revelations is like the end times, in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So a lot of it, like the dragon, the 3-headed dragon, all that stuff.
The breaking of the seals and all that crazy stuff.
The rapture.
Yeah.
That's all happening right now.
Right.
All of it.
Right. And even like on a macro level too.
I know, it's really really sad.
When that Torah car, the judgment car, is the angel Gabriel blowing his horn, and all the NPCs that are asleep are waking up out of their tombs.
I like that.
Yeah.
You need to put that on your channel somewhere.
Yeah.
All the NPCs are waking up.
I'm telling you,
they're
man,
waking
like,
up. Yeah.
Came into our life at the most perfect time. It's really insane. So
This is why in the the Parliament Funkadelics that they have that song "Let Me Ride" that Dre used. They go when Gabriel's horn blow, you better be ready to go.
It's perfect.
That's how it starts, man.
Yes.
It's happening as we speak. Because everyone's going to have their own version of the apocalypse.
George Clinton.
George Clinton.
What are you talking about, George?
Clinton.
George Clinton, the Parliament Funkadelics.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the interview with him about the Easter eggs?
No.
Jay,
no.
Oh, yeah.
The Easter eggs. What's he talking about?
Interview.
All right. This is the song. This is the part of the song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
With the goat on it. He's talking about Star Child.
Come on, girl. Put
Oh, nah.
Girl, put your stars to use.
Star child here, citizens of the universe, getting it on, partying on the mothership.
Huh?
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Here we go.
When Gable's horn blow, you better be ready to go.
Damn, there it is.
Hear the horns. And if you listen, you can hear the Dr. Dre "Let Me Ride," where he got it from.
Swing low. Time
This-
to move on.
This part right here.
Years and time ahead of our time. Free your mind and come fly with me. It's hip on the mothership. Grooving, star child, yeah.
Ooh. Warren G.
Take you home.
Warren G definitely influenced.
Get it on.
Now I'm gonna have like the Virgo constellation like on my mind now. Like I'm gonna go deeper in that because it's like they try to focus on Christmas as Jesus's birthday. When you look at it, a lot of people think that's actually the birthday of one of the most evilest persons in the world,
Yes.
Nebuchadnezzar, right? The Babylonian king, right? But it wouldn't make sense that Jesus was born in the month of the Virgin, the mate. You know what I mean? Like this, the perfect, because Virgos are all about perfection, you know. So, and then the harvest time,
And his
right?
mother was
Harvest.
a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made sense to me was the harvesting and the animals. But we just watched something about it with the 1775 Bible, and it all made
Mhm.
sense to where his birthday would have been in spring.
Yeah. Okay. That too. I mean, that goes along the lines of the Piscean one. Jesus is a Pisces, you know.
Jay, you should try to
But-
find that so I could send it to him.
And he's constantly mocked. No matter what, Jesus is mocked on all levels. So it would be a mockery to place his birthday
Funked up. Yeah, leopard print.
under
Evil person.
and the astrological sign Capricorn, which is Saturn. Yeah.
The
I
goat,
agree.
the devil, the old devil. There's that green lady that makes a lot of those astrology books, famous ones. She has a book called Saturn, the Old Devil. You know, and this, yeah.
That's why I look
How
at
did you-
the Saturn thing because I know there's deep.
I have a whole a broadcast about the Saturn cube moon matrix, and the whole theory is it's a theory like this. Like if we're living in a simulation, you need to have some type of supercomputer, right, to generate what's going on, what we're experiencing. And some people think that supercomputer is on the server is on Saturn,
Oh.
and then the moon is not is like a some type of the CPU is the sun. They were saying, and the supercomputer is on Saturn, and then the moon is the server, and it makes this triangular like matrix that we call reality. Right.
Damn, that's deep,
Yeah.
dude. I gotta watch that. It's on this channel. It's on your NPC channel.
I think it's on this one. I'm pretty sure it's on
Okay.
this one. Yeah. If not, I can re-upload it. It might be on my Book of Gabriel channel. But yeah, I was fascinated by that theory. And there's like we were talking about, it was this channel, and we were talking about how even there's episodes of Star Trek that talk about how the Enterprise, they pulled up on this one planet that was deserted, and all there was like amusement park, right? And they went on this planet using the holodeck, and they were on this planet, and what happened was they go on their rides and stuff, and whatever the person's fears were, the planet would manifest it and scare the hell out of them.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and supposedly, as the story went on, we find out that this amusement park planet was made by these super beings, like fake gods, right? That wanted to harvest people's bad thoughts for energy or entertainment for themselves.
To get off
Right.
on their fear.
They get off on it, yeah. And this is where you get the stories of like the Clash of the Titans, where the gods were just playing with the
Yeah.
people, or the Gnostic Demiurge and the Archons. You know, and even Shadow Buddha and I were researching and talking about how in Buddhism they have these deva angels who literally get energy and excitement off watching people's troubles and stuff sometimes.
That's
So
crazy.
in this Star Trek
I heard a lot of
program kind of talked about it in a way.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of like real stuff that, and I never watched it, but I did like hear there's a lot of similarities to what's real. You know, the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, there's signs everywhere. That's that theory, that way of going. They call it a synchromysticism. Is where you take everything that's going around in the external, what you see, and try to relate it to your story, and trying to figure out what's going on with reality. And synchromysticism focuses on movies and music and all that type of stuff. Because
speaking of that,
yeah, what you got for us?
Oh, okay. So you were saying something about like how the planet was like they were scared of the planet or whatever, right?
Right.
Was that Saturn?
It was Saturn. That's thanks for bringing me back. I think that was a resonated with Saturn. Yeah. With Saturn, yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of crazy too about Venus. I just wanted to go over this really quick. Okay, so this is how crazy Venus is. It's like this. It's like a two-sided goddess, the mirror and the reflection. So there's the fall equinox and the spring equinox. And then there's Jesus, there's the devil, because like even the star, there's the morning star, and then there's the star. I'm getting nervous. I don't know why. Okay, the morning star, and
you have
then
a wonderful voice and all that's all good.
The light bearer. Okay. No, I thank you for saying that. Actually, kind of helped. Visible, invisible, because Venus is visible in fall. It's the brightest star next to the moon, and then it goes. It kind of goes away for a few months. Yeah, you can see Venus usually by the moon. Yeah, and then it's the morning and the evening star. And then we have right here this the secrets, the Star of David, the light, the dark, because you can see it in the light, you can see it in the dark, you can see it in the morning, and you can see it in the afternoon. Libra, Taurus, fall, spring, Alpha, Omega, fast, slow. That's how she moves. She moves very slow, but also pretty fast because she's in the inner planets, right? She's not very far away. So sun to Venus, earth to moon, bright, dim, retrograde is direct is retrograde, mirror to reflect.
Damn, girl.
So it's everything opposite. It's so interesting.
Can you take screenshots of that and put it in our thing, our terabyte file?
Yeah. Awesome. Oh yeah.
I appreciate that. That's so awesome.
And this is what's really cool too. When it goes retrograde for 40 days and 40 nights, Venus, okay? And that's one cycle to Venus is 1.6 years. That's 584 days. Venus is the sun's moon. So the sun's moon.
Wow.
Venus is the sun's moon. I thought it was Earth's moon. I might have got that wrong because I was learning about all this back then. Okay, so
it makes sense to what you said about the sun's moon.
Rosary. Yeah, it's so cool because this is what it does right here. Yeah. And then that happens within the third hour, which the third hour, I showed you the picture of that. So the mirror, the reflection of who you are. Okay, here's the math on that. 8 years is a full cycle. And that 8 years, it goes retrograde once for quite a long time. And if you do the, what is it? What kind of math is it? It's like the geometry.
Vortex math? Oh, gematria. Gematria.
Is it gematria? The ratio of Venus and how it hits that 8-year cycle, it is perfect to the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, which is right there. Yeah, it's perfect. It's aligned perfectly to that. So that's God's planet for sure, because anything that is made with such perfection, that's like God made that. That's what God made. Like he didn't make, my plastic fan. We made that as men. So like even like sunflower stuff like that that moves a certain way.
Yeah, everything's energy. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Dude, that's great. This is great, girl. I love your notes.
These notes look crazy. I'll tell you what, but I was so excited when I was writing them.
It makes sense to you and you broke it down.
That was 7 years ago when I did this.
Wow.
It's been a while.
I'm really excited.
I love this stuff so much.
I have to make it on time for sure. Jay.
This is right on time.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This was really awesome. I gotta go back and watch it from the beginning.
It's so cool.
Not because
Anyway.
I'm referencing like with what some of the stuff I've been researching, and it kind of like it lines up, taking the secret mysticism, but then again, she's taking it into some new, plateaus, which is very intriguing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And don't talk to me. I was just thinking about that 40
Thank
days
you for noticing that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Sherelle. It's beautiful. And your voice is so it's
dope.
to me, and however
Oh gosh, you're so
sweet. Really, like it's so graceful, and you put me in like a trance, and I like meditate to your voice when you talk, like like how she talks to you, but
really,
like gracefully, like putting her down, like how she puts you down, but in such a beautiful way. So I just appreciate.
Oh
you.
wow, thank you. I love you, Kay.
And I love you,
Such
NBC,
a
and
sweetheart.
PBM, and you guys are just great. It's
I
beautiful.
love you too.
Awesome. We're all
Yeah.
freaking great, you guys.
We're great. We are the greatest.
We know we're just
But you're great too, chat, and everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we don't like you.
Thanks
Unless
for
we don't
listening
like you.
to all of us, you guys. A whole lot going on up here. Oh, look what I found.
there is.
This is what I was looking for. So this is what we were talking about.
We gotta go. He's got Benjamin.
Okay.
No,
go ahead. No, show this. Thank you,
Real
Kay. I
quick.
appreciate
I'll
it.
talk. Thank you.
We could do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good looking out,
Okay.
Kay.
There's so much on that sheet. What the?
Well, don't worry about. Let me just say it really fast. I'm sure if I could just say it, I'm just going to simplify it. You think I'm going to go over all this? No way I could ever do that. Okay.
Screenshot it for me. Okay, I love you. Go ahead.
Okay, love you too.
Me.
Okay. So right here, this one, I searched everywhere for this calendar really quick. So this even says on this calendar that September, where is it? September 23rd. No, yeah, 22nd and the 23rd is right here. Is right here where Capricorn is, and Jesus's birthday basically. Right here.
Right.
It's completely opposite. Yeah, on this calendar. And this is New Year's up here. But it's still the same calendar, and the placements are just sideways just a little bit. So that shows me maybe our planet has tilted, or we are moving in space and time, because there was a time when Aries was not the first astrological sign of the zodiac for the 12 months. I think it was Taurus or something, wasn't it?
No, it was. You're right. It's been moved.
So pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Summer solstice is over here. And then we have the winter solstice. And that's like the equinox to us. So something to think about. Pretty interesting. And how they kept Jesus's birthday down there, like in December, on the degrees. Like it's still the same though. I don't know.
Right. It's like they're messing with the actual facts. However, for those with the right eyes, it's right in front of your face.
I've got one that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Let's do this. Let's start with that next time when we get back. This is because everybody talks about Christianity, this and that. No, this makes it more alive.
I love this.
Oh, it makes the Bible fun to learn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm learning so much right now. I just want to go over it all. So can you get on that, Sherelle, and send me the screenshots before you go to sleep tonight, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna send them through Discord so that way there is a better copy.
Yeah,
okay. Bigger file.
That's awesome.
Yeah, bigger file.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Discord. If y'all want to try out hit me up. I mean, I'll put this link down there. I'm sure if you guys are around
I know I prank called
right
you
now,
so
it should
many
be
times.
good.
I didn't even know I was doing it.
Let's see the link.
Ew.
Here's,
I love Discord though. It's so fun.
that's pretty cool. So you link up with your tribe, you know?
I'm like only
Yeah.
part of your group, but I was a part of like what's his name? Not academic, is it?
DJ Academics, yeah.
Yeah, and I got so many like, messages, and I'm
Yo,
like,
oh man, they got some, bro. They have like straight porn in there.
do they? I would check
Like when that Lana the Plug, Adam 20, or that Lana the Plug and Jason, whatever his name is, tape. They were like streaming that in there. I was like, what the?
No way.
Yeah. Anyway, Scorpio
Yeah,
shit.
I ended up like getting rid of that. I'm only pretty much in your group, and I've got like a few friends. I'm still trying to find Don't Judge Me on there, but
Who?
Don't Judge Me on Discord.
Oh, I'll
She
send
said
you
she
a
doesn't
link.
use it,
So
right? Oh, she has
yeah,
a
she's really
Discord.
not on there a lot.
She doesn't know
She said
how
she
to
doesn't
use
know.
it.
Not her own Discord, but she has like an account, you know.
An
on
account,
there.
okay.
There's
Well,
a
don't judge me. You're
Saturn.
more than welcome to hit up our Discord. Speak with friends. There's Saturn Cube right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Borg cube of
The
Saturn.
board cube.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Draco.
I got something to say about the cube.
Draco.
Like, the cube is like the whole
Yeah.
the building things, like the square buildings and how they used to be made with domes.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I gotta.
Yeah, I actually have the video on my NPC channel of the cube stuff. The story I was telling you about Star Trek on this channel right here. Everyone knows about those cubes if you like Hellraiser, right? Here, like this one.
This is the one. All right, I got.
And
Wow.
You're so good with your videos, dude. He's like, how did you make these?
so in pop culture, it's everywhere. So even like we talked about this in the Surfing the Apocalypse podcast a few weeks back on look at that little preview. Yeah, so hit that up. Hit that up. It's in the under We Live in a Saturn GameCube.
Awesome.
It's on this channel. I want to thank everyone for stopping by. This actually was inspired, this astrology, what's your sign, by talking to my good friends here, Jay and Kay and Sherelle, because we were talking about, we're talking astrology. Let's do a show about it. So here, boom, here's volume 1. And
Amen, brother, thank you for having me. I'm sorry I was late, and I can't wait for the next one.
Don't say sorry. Don't say sorry. It's not a way to. It's not a way to live. Just kidding. I know what you mean. Much love. Yeah, much love. You're right on time.
I love you guys.
Right.
I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you in the next travel.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be sending that right over. Okay.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Much love, sister.
Yeah, much love.
Well, thank you for having me. And next time I'll be, I guess, better prepared and more organized so we can all stay on track, and talk about.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were doing it on the fly and don't talk over each other like I was just right now. My bad. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it all makes sense, even, I want it to make sense because it's a lot of information.
This is what I learned in art school. They talked about the concept of a shitty draft. Like a first video, first live stream on a certain topic, that's the shitty draft. Which we say shitty just as a way to say, like, it's the first one. Don't worry about it. Even though the gold's right there. The core of it's right there. It's just the next draft will be just refining it a little bit more. Nice next volume, a little bit more refined. That's it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all good. This is great.
I love it. I've always wanted to talk about this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really good at it. You seem like a natural. And this is the stuff that I think a lot of us are here gathered. This is a space for us, man. Like, you hear all these debates in the metaverse about, like, the Christians and the Muslims and this and that, bro. I mean, even though we can talk about that
Flat
too.
Earth.
I mean, we can flat Earth. We can build on all that, but let's build on some stuff that's actually, fun and interesting and means something to us here and now.
Yeah.
Shout out.
We need to get away from the loony bin every once in a while.
Right. This is the place. This is the place. This is one of them.
I love
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna play the outro. Shout out to Scotty Bay for Scotty Boy, Shadow Buddha, Shifty, We got who's that? Right there? Oh, Mr. Miyagi. I like that one. Look Within. What else we got? We got Don't Judge Me, of course. Eternal. Thanks for stopping by, holding it down with the Gemini energy, and then with the Leo energy, Leopard Print. Always good vibes with her. Yeah, and
Thank you
I'll
for
see you
having
next
me.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing with your research. That
Heck
actually
yeah.
means something because you can relate it to what's really going on, and that's important.
I
Yeah.
think that's so true, especially like in the end times, like what we're living and how to deal with it. It really gives you peace once you kind of understand it better, you know, and why things are happening on that kind of level. It's like astronomics almost. That's what I call it.
No, I
Anyway,
like
thank you
that.
for having
Astronomic.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
Thank you
guys
for
have a good
having
night.
us. You too.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk soon, okay?
Bye.
We'll build some
Awesome.
peace.
Good night.
Good night. Wow, what a build. A build of the month in this Libra month. So in this Libra month, I really would like to see y'all really take care of each other and like try to see the other person's point of view while still, being true to what you value in life. Try to focus on more of the commonalities we have rather than what makes us different, you know? So much love to you guys. And I'm gonna play you out with my narco theme. Let me bring this shit up. You took too much. You took too much. So what do you think, chat? Should we do another one of these? Astrology? What's your sign? I think so. It went good. It went good. Yeah. So in the coming days,
So this body,
we will
so this body.
in the coming days, we will see you next time. Here on NPC the Game Live. We got some more chatters in there. Chatterboxes. Oh, yeah, sub up, please. Yeah. Hit it up. Yeah. Thank you. Much love to you. You know we love our outros. Right? DJ M. Oh man, I love when you remind me about that shit. Some good stuff. Yeah. So here we go on the outro. Besame mucho. Peace. Love. Be good to each other.